We Real Reels.
Welcome back to We Real Reels, the monthly podcast where we review old movies to find out if they are as good as we remember or if they suck like a vampire. I'm your host, Panda Brandon, and with me is the Grizzly Zay.
What up?
And Polar Dev. Now, guys, this podcast does contain spoilers, and we will be discussing the movie at length. This is a mature content podcast, so be prepared for harsh language and awkward situations. All sound clips, music, and trailers are only used for review purposes and belong to their respective owners. And also, we got a sponsor this week and probably every week from here on out, which is The Collectors. All right, that's a comic book store in Lebanon, Tennessee, 205 South Maple Street, Lebanon, Tennessee, 37087. I gotta remember so many zip codes, I was gonna get confused on that one. Yeah, man, any pop culture needs, we got Funko Pops, Marvel Legends, DC Multiverse, comics galore. Come check it out.
And this just in, Pokemon cards, right?
We got Pokemon cards and Magic cards.
Magic the Gathering?
Yeah, Magic the Gathering, not like actual Magic cards, okay?
Like pulling them out of the hat.
Yeah. Pick a card, any card.
No magic tricks.
None of those. We do need some reviews. We are live on iTunes now, so if you could rate and review us on there, that'll help us out, help people find us, give us a little more, a little more people to help us out here and listen to us, because the more people that listen to us, the more famous we'll be. And that's our goal, to get rich and famous.
Mm-hmm. Also, we are live on Instagram.
Hey!
Yeah, we just dropped the page. We only got 2 posts up right now, but when we get rich and famous, it's going to be thousands of posts.
About thousands. Unless we get rich and famous before then we decide to retire and quit.
Yeah.
Let's start this off. So, we like to start off our podcast, We Real Reels, with a little segment that we call What You Doing and What You Been Doing.
Hey, watch it, pal. What have you been doing? What are you gonna do, huh?
Yeah, such a great intro. All right, Grizzly, let's start off with you, man. What have you been doing this last month, and what do you plan on doing?
Well, this last month was pretty eventful. I finally got my concealed carry license. I got the lifetime one. You had to spend $300, and I've been saving up for that, but it's been taking forever to get that done.
You know you don't need it, right?
I want to carry it everywhere I go, so I do need it. Yeah, you can. If you have your concealed carry, you're advanced.
You can without having that now.
Well, only in your car. You can't take it out of your car past
You
that.
can carry it anywhere. It's open carry in Tennessee. You still can't carry it into banks or schools or airports or anything like that.
Well, you can't carry it in parks. You can't carry it in a lot of places unless you have a concealed carry.
You don't be walking in Shelbyville very often, do you? Because them some bitches be strapped.
I don't know, but also it was our anniversary, Memorial Day. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so we decided to finally go on a vacation. It's been 3-4 years since we've been on a vacation. So we went ahead and went out of town. We went to New Orleans, where this movie takes place. And New Orleans was pretty cool, man. I think I liked it. It was a bunch of people down Bourbon Street. Like, not too much where, it's annoying.
Was it Mardi Gras?
It was not Mardi Gras, but also I seen some titties.
Did you give them beads?
No, they were just walking around. They had a little sheen thing, and you seen everything.
Huh.
You seen
Nice
it.
titties.
It was all right.
Some nice New York boobs?
Yeah, it was. I don't know if it was New York. It was New Orleans, but it was all right. And
Did Kay catch you staring?
I don't. Maybe. I don't think I was really staring too much. But other than that, man, I've been working on myself a lot. Trying to meditate while I'm doing yoga, trying to become more flexible. Because I think last podcast I had, I was telling you guys that it was hard for me to bend down, tie my shoe without seeing the little fireflies. When you come back up.
You might have just cancer.
I want to get that checked out, man.
Or I was just really, really, really fat. But I've been...
You hold your breath while you was doing it?
Yeah, I was. Now I'm breathing through that shit. Oh, man. Only fat people can get this, man. But also I've been, working on my financials, trying to get all that together. And I think I told you, Brandon, that I've been trying to work on my diet. And so rather than cook my meals, I finally caved in and did Factor.
Let me tell you what you need to work on, Big Dope. I discovered this editing podcast. You need to work on that speech impediment you got.
Bro. I don't even know I have one.
You have to cut your fucking segment like Edward Scissorhands.
You're probably going to have to do this one too because I don't even know what the hell to do.
Oh my goodness, man. You need to get some tongue twisters before you start speaking.
Yeah, I guess.
Anchorman.
I guess. But what I'm going to do is, a couple of days is my birthday. And so, we're having a family night. So that's what I'm going to do to celebrate is get drunk with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Have this nice ass party.
Come out.
Go ahead and eat.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
Strippers.
if y'all invite some strippers,
Some midget strippers.
midget strippers, let's go.
Midget.
I don't think midget is politically correct anymore, okay?
What do you call them then?
They're,
Dwarf?
they're little people.
Vertically challenged individuals.
Yeah, probably.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it does. But to celebrate, we're going to go to
Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese. You
Chuck E.
got it
Cheese
right,
on
bro.
my
I
birthday.
didn't know.
Drunk as hell.
Chuck E. Cheese.
We ain't
You
going
know
to
that
that.
scene if like us three showed up drunk as fuck at Chuck E. Cheese?
Chuck E. Cheese ain't what it used to be.
I doubt it, bro. I doubt it. I don't like the new Chuck E. Cheese anyway. But I'm going to Orlando, and I'm going to try to go to Universal for the first time and Disney for the first time.
Uh-oh.
We already got the Airbnb. We just got to go down there and pay for it, and it'll be...
What I told you.
I know you told me it's cool.
He gonna be waiting for you. You got to take it with a pride flag before you go in.
You gonna wear your Donald Duck outfit?
How'd you know I got a Donald Duck?
Just the cap and that shirt.
I'm cosplaying as Donald Duck. You need to leave.
Oh, man. Were like, if you walked up like that and they were like, "Yeah, get the fuck out of here," they'd be like, "Man, you know what? Fuck Ron DeSantis." They'd be like, come on here. You're right. Come on. Just cover that.
Yeah. No, but the third, you're throwing the party. That's when we coming back the second, the day before the party. So these whole 10 days is gonna be a nice relaxation period I've been needing for a couple of years.
Busy week for you, sir.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna try to take my mama out to eat more. I see my family; they're getting a lot distant now. So I'm gonna try to work on that and try to see if I can pull everybody together again.
I do that on purpose.
He distanced himself on
I don't like drama, so I just try to stay the fuck away.
Yeah, but I mean, hopefully that works out. I know I'm gonna see my dad, my grandma, and my mom. Probably my sister's Sunday for my actual birthday, but you know, Father's Day, I'm gonna call y'all and wish y'all a happy Father's Day too.
Well, I appreciate that.
We can all at least celebrate it.
Don't wish me that shit.
Yeah, but that's what I'm gonna do.
All right, that was all right. All right, Polar, what do you got? What you gonna be doing, and what have you done this past month?
Past month, probably the same as last month. Just been getting fucked up. I didn't do much. I played a lot of disc golf. We went and bought a bunch of damn rock for around the pool. We're going to make a little bar around the pool so people playing in the pool can just sit out and enjoy the drinks. We went and got some big-ass stones to put down, put bar stools on. They're real flat rocks. That was pretty cool. What else I do? I had to do a bunch of damn traveling for work. Driving from Decker, Tennessee to Huntsville, Alabama to Canton, Mississippi. All over the place. But we had a big old potential warranty issue, which was exciting for me.
See anything interesting down there?
In where? Mississippi?
Yeah.
Shit. What's not interesting about that one? Everything down there is crazy. But no, it wasn't too bad this time. I know it was weird. I was checking in the hotel yesterday, and it was an Asian lady checking me in. She's real nice usually when I go down there. There's another lady who has tattoos, and she usually talks to me about my tattoos. I got a whole bunch of them. So we usually have conversations about that. And we were talking back and forth, and the Asian lady was checking me in, and the Asian lady was getting fucking pissed. She would just kept looking over and be like, "Are you done? Are you done now? Can I finish this?" And I was looking at the lady like, she's just being fucking friendly like this. What's the problem? You checking me into a fucking hotel?
It's not how you do business.
Yeah, she was super fucking up.
That's not racist at all.
I mean, that's exactly how it was. I was like, damn. So, like, I came back down out of the room. I was going to go play some disc golf in Mississippi. So I came back down the room, and the Asian lady wasn't at the front desk, and that other lady was. So I talked to her a little bit more. I was like, man, I'm sorry. I hope I didn't like get you in trouble or anything. And she was like, "Nah, that lady's a bitch." I was like, "All right, you're right." But yeah, no, I went to play disc golf in Mississippi, and man, it was hot as hell, dude. And it's just wildlife down there is on another level. I think every fucking hole I played either had a shit ton of frogs, turtles, or snakes. Something was slithering off or running off at every hole. I was getting panicky. I don't know what's down there. They might have venomous snakes or something tag me in the leg, and I'm screwed down in Mississippi. Can't imagine what their hospitals are like.
As long as you finish the holes, okay?
Yeah, I was gonna finish.
It was just as bad as Louisiana, because you know they have gators and shit down there.
You go down south, shit gets
Jesus,
fucked up.
man.
Shit is shady.
We seen big ass water moccasins,
Yeah.
big ass gators. I was like, bro,
It
get the
goes
fuck
from
out
like
of here.
Tennessee, where you're like, you see a body of water, and you're like, man, I'll swim in that.
Yeah.
And then the farther you go south, you're like, man, fuck, I ain't touching that water. I'm not putting my hand in there. You don't know what's in there. But yeah, I went down, just been traveling for work. Been trying to work out, but I can't, man. I keep getting hindered by injuries. I woke up the day after Memorial Day, which, granted, we partied pretty hard on Memorial Day. I was a little drunk. I think we all were. But I woke up Tuesday morning, had a crick in my neck. I don't think nothing about it. It's a normal thing. I came home, and I used this little massage gun I got and put it on there. And, dude, that motherfucker hurt for like 2 weeks after that. I don't know if it was because I kept swimming. And, swimming, you're using your arms and doing things like that. I just kept pushing through, because it was only when you turn your neck a certain way. But I think I finally got that figured out. So I'm gonna get back in the gym pretty regularly, keep swimming, trying to get back on track. But yeah, I ain't been doing much of nothing, just fucking around, hanging out with you guys, watching UFC. And then what I'm gonna do is the same fucking thing.
Heck yeah.
Maybe not get fucked up as much. I'm working on that, try to drink a little less
Okay.
during the week.
Get about 75% less fucked up?
Yeah, probably, because, like I told Zay, I probably average like 8 to 10 shots a day.
Yeah.
As long as you get
7
fucked
days
up.
a week.
And that's before 8 a.m.
Yeah. Usually, I wake up, I take one when I wake up, because I'm like, fuck, I gotta go to work. So that's like a calm me down. And then I usually get ready for work, and then I take one before I leave to go to work.
Get a shot in your coffee.
And then I go to work.
Take one before I
have
leave
a
work.
good time. And then I usually come home on lunch, and I take one then.
I think you need some help, man.
Yeah,
I think you need some help.
I'm just wondering if I need another fucking job.
Yeah, that's probably it, too.
You're going to need another liver in a minute, boy.
We know I got that iron liver, though. My dad's going to be the patient zero. You watch.
Right,
It's
man.
coming.
I got the same situation, bro.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I this past month, I started playing Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt again.
Oh, that's a good one. You play on PS5?
Yeah, because I thought I had beaten it, but I was like, there's a game drought right now, so I'm going to go ahead and just try to beat that game again. And
Did you get it on PS5 or did you do PS4 version?
I got it on PS5, because I think if you get the PS4 one, you automatically get the PS5
Does it
one.
look better?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Can't really tell.
Yeah, it looks like it's the same to me.
It
And
looked pretty good back then.
I got the expansion packs with it too. They came with it when you get it on PS5. So I've been playing the crap out of that. I don't remember none of this game. I was like, I thought I beat this game. I'm on 36 right now.
Well, let me tell you what happened to me. I beat that fucking game. And I was level 50. And I was like, man, let me go out to this random island out in the middle of the water. See what's going on over there. I pulled up on this little island on my little boat. And a dragon fucked me up at like level 76. I ain't played since.
Dang.
I said,
Never
damn,
got
man.
that high.
I put so many hours in that game to get to level 50. I thought I was a shit. And that thing killed me quick.
Well, I've been playing that. I started watching the 80s Ninja Turtles with my son. And he loves Ninja Turtles now. So that's awesome. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah, that one. Oh, yeah, it's all the time. I started watching Golden Girls. I had this big list of TV shows I was going to watch, and I started with Golden Girls. And, man, let me tell you, Golden Girls is amazing.
Yeah, it's funny as hell.
Your wife's a shit.
I'm in the bed before I go to bed, I watch a couple of those. I'm cracking up. And then my wife's like, will you turn that off? I was like, man, this is hilarious, bro. This is hilarious. Now she's starting to watch it, too. She likes it as well. So Golden Girls is the stuff. That was on my list. I don't know what I'm going to watch next.
Yeah, I never thought I would like it, but the more and more I seen it.
The one is that I thought was funny as hell. Everybody loves Raymond. That show is funny.
That's on my
as
list.
shit.
That's
God
on my
dang,
list.
That movie. That show is awesome.
We got a big list.
That one and George Lopez. That was a good one too.
Well, I run the comic shop, the Collectors, and I've had some customers come in. You get weird people all the time. Some good, some bad, some just don't belong in this world. But you get them all. You get a mixed bag. And I've got some cool ass customers, some amazing people that come in, man. They help us out. They support a lot. They buy from us. And give a shout out to Mr. Reed. He always comes in. That's Wade's dad. Look just like Wade, boy.
I seen him. He does. I thought it was. He told me it was his dad, and I was like, oh shit. Okay.
Comes in all the time, buys comics. Another guy named Spencer. He comes in all the time, buys comics, and we have these great conversations. It's awesome people. But then you get some people in there who are a little bit off. Oh, don't let me forget the wrestling boys, Jay and Logan, man. They come in all the time too, and they hang out with me, so they're awesome too. But sometimes you get some people that are off. And one of those people that come in, they could be a good off, or they could be a bad off. One of the good ones was an old man named Charlie. Now, this guy's 84 years old, and he's from New Jersey. He come in looking for the restaurant next door because he didn't know if it closed or not. And I was telling him, I didn't know. I didn't know if it had closed. I don't know. And he was like, yeah, the guy was telling me that some Mexicans bought the place, and they're going to turn it into a Mexican restaurant. And I was like, wow, yeah, I don't know, man. That's something. He's like, what you got here? I was like, oh, just a collectible store. We're just doing collectibles, comics, stuff like that. Oh, I've got some of this stuff, but I won't sell it.
He's waiting for you to make an offer. I will not sell it, no matter the price.
He said, I have these, God, what were they? Old show with a bandit with the eye mask.
Zorro.
No, the other guy. He had a partner named Tonto.
Oh, fuck.
Lone Ranger.
Yes, the Lone Ranger. He had old Lone Ranger toys. And he said he was having a garage sale one time, and the guy come up talking to him and stuff, having a good time. The guy saw inside the house he had the Lone Ranger thing. He's like, how much you want for that? And Charlie was like, I'm not going to sell it. It's not for sale. He said, I'll give you $40 for it. He said, no, I'm not going to take it. He said, $50. I said, listen, man, I'm not going to sell it. The guy said, I'll come back later. Maybe you'll change your mind. The guy left. He said, he come back. He said, I'll give you $80. I told you, no, I'm not going to sell it. And then he left again. He said, that guy come back another day later asking me if I want. I told him to fuck off. He's an old dude. He's old school too. It gets better. He talks about his nephew. He can't stand his nephew. He said his nephew pisses him off. He said, it takes a long time for people to piss me off. But my nephew, it's like that. He just pisses me off. One time we're on the phone, he's like, hey, why don't you move to Texas? I guess he moved down to Texas. It's like, oh, the weather's great here. I said, no, why would I move to Texas? I don't want to go to Texas. And 2 weeks come by. He's like, hey, why don't you still come down to Texas? I said, no, I'm not going down to Texas. He says, the girls are great. The weather, it's fine. I said, no, I'm not going to Texas. 2 more weeks go by. I call him and I say, hey, how is Texas? He says, I don't know. I'm moving to New Jersey. I said, what the hell you want me to move to Texas for? And I'm dying at this dude's accent, man. He is hilarious. He's an old dude. He's just getting into it. And he says, my nephew pissed me off one day and he was talking to me and I just hung up on him. And he calls me back and says, oh, man, the connection must have got lost. I said, no, it didn't. You got on my nerves and I hung up on you. And he's honest. And so we get into that because he leaves. And I said, come back, even if it's just for the conversation. He said, well, I was only coming back for the restaurant. If it's not here, I probably won't come back. I was like, all right, man. Well, it's good to talk to you, Mrs. Charlie. And so he left. Dude, I swear, the next week, I was outside putting something in the car, and he was there. And I was like, oh, hey, Mr. Charlie, how's it going? He was in his car. He's like, hey, I'm going to be in a minute to come see you. And I was like, all right, cool. So he come in, and he brought this old, like, Ernie in a bath, like, radio. It was a radio, but it was Ernie in a bubble bath. And it was so old. And he just wanted to show it to me. And then he had a bobblehead from a Mets game that he had gotten when he was young. He said every time you go to a baseball game, they sell these bobbleheads, and they'll have a different team on them every time. And he got one. I was like, damn, that might be some money right there. And he says,
what the fuck was it?
It was just some redheaded little guy just holding
no one knows.
Baseball bat. Yeah.
Back in that day, they didn't have baseball cards.
Well, he says, don't tell nobody I have these, because I'm not selling. I was like, okay, Mr. Charlie.
You need to figure out what his address is so when he dies, you can go up to the auction.
He says he's giving everything to his son. He said, if he wants to sell it, that's fine, but I'm not selling it.
Off because he wants to move to Texas.
Yes. And so he starts talking about the younger days, man. Like back in my day when I grew up, we didn't have this medicine for this ADHD stuff. No. We went outside and played. And then before the street lights come on, we get back in there. I'd be soaking wet. You know, I'd be full of sweat. And we didn't get in the shower back then. We just had this huge, like, round tub. And you'd get in it, get washed up. And as soon as I hit the bed, I was out. Now you got medicine for these kids. I don't know what's going on. It's not what it used to be. And I was telling them about the 90s and stuff. I was like, well, I grew up a time a little bit before internet, you know, so I kind of relate to you, man. I used to play outside all the time. And then we started talking about how, you know, being nice sometimes people will take advantage of you. Not Mr. Charlie. He says, I'm a nice guy. I was working with this guy. They repair printer machines, like big newspaper printer machines. I was working with this guy repairing this machine. And he looks over and he says, I can tell a lot about a guy by if I can beat their ass. And I turns to him and I say, what did you say to me? And he says, I think I could beat your ass. So I took off my little utility belt. I took off my little harness. I walked to the end of the aisle and I said, come on. And he's just looking there. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm going to beat your ass. The guy just stands there. So other people start walking up and he's like, what's the problem? This little guy said he's going to beat my ass. And then they start laughing. They start putting money on Charlie to win the fight. The little guy never gets up. He just stays over there working. So Charlie puts his stuff back on and walks back over there. And he says, hey, if you ever say anything like that else to me again, I'm not going to take my stuff off and walk over there. I'm going to punch you in the face right here. He never said anything else to me.
This is old school shit, bro.
This is old school. It gets better. Because he says women will try that shit too. Yeah. I said, what? He said, yeah. I had this lady one time acting like she was just better than everybody, had their attitude and everything. And nobody was telling her nothing until she got into my face. And I said, listen here, you cunt. And, and he said, they'll act like they can't hear you. And she said, what? I said, you're a fucking cunt. And I said, this guy's super old school. And what he did to confirm it is, I'll hit a woman. Oh, no. Yes. I was thinking in my head, you didn't even have to say that. I knew you would have. I knew it.
Definitely a Sean Connery fan.
Oh, man.
Wasn't that the one who was like, sometimes it's okay to hit a woman?
Yeah.
Lady, what she said, you're going to get a lot of male off of this. And he said, might get a lot of female.
Yeah, well, that's him. That's Mr. Charlie. So we chat every now and then when he comes in.
You should hire him just to hang out.
Man, I wish I could.
Bring him in to talk to the people. They'll buy some shit for sure.
But then there's the bad kind of crazy. Well, not really crazy, just kind of annoying. I got a guy that comes in, and I've never met him before, but he comes in talking about all the stuff he has that he can help me out. All these sports memorabilia, this cards, sports cards and stuff. And I tell him I don't deal in that. I deal in pop culture, you know, like superheroes and anime and all that kind of stuff, man. Like, I don't do this. Oh, yeah. That's what the other guy said. But listen here, look at this right here, look at this. And he showed me on his phone all this stuff he has, these Beanie Babies and just cards. And he's like, this is ridiculous. I get all this stuff. And he's talking so much and so fast. Let me give you an example. Look at this card right here, man. I got this card right here. See, who's looking in the background? Look at the background. See now the background? Yeah, that's right. That's Michael Jordan rookie card. If you see this card right here and see this player right here, if these two players on one card and they got one card, one of them's a rookie, they're all a rookie. I didn't know that, but I learned that right now. You can learn that right now too. You see? Now look at this card written on the back of it. See that right there? See where it says right there? Yeah, that's real. I shouldn't even have this card right here. And he just keeps going and going and going and going. And then one of my good customers comes in. Old Spencer comes in because Mr. Cash had left. That's another guy I got to shout out to, Cash, for real. Cash was in there, you know, he was on his phone messing with the PlayStation Network when this guy come in, but he kept talking. Cash just left. I was like, oh no, he just left me by myself. God dang it. Well, Spencer comes in. So he picks up his comics. I get his comics out of the box. This dude is still talking. Well, Spencer gets up behind him in line and I'm like, hey, let me check him out real quick. Oh yeah, go ahead and do your thing. He walks out the door. And so me and Spencer start talking. Like, yeah, this guy's gone. That's pretty cool. And then he's like, well, at least he's gone. And I was like, nah, he'll be back. He'll be back. But we hear a car start up outside. And I'm like, oh, he might actually be gone. Heck yeah. So I start talking to Spencer, man. We'll talk for hours. Just talking about whatever. And, door opens up. Here he comes. He got a satchel. He got two binders full of cards. He comes in and lays them on the counter. And he starts talking about these cards, whipping them out, showing all these different cards. And Spencer's like, yeah, okay. I'll see you later, Brandon. I was like, oh, no.
Don't leave me now, Spencer, no.
Yes, he left, bro. And I was texting him like, why did you leave? So dude starts going through these goddamn cards. And he's got these big-ass fingers, man. They are fucking huge. He's got big-ass hands. He starts talking about cars. His car, he's got a so-and-so car, 1,200 horsepower to the ground. You know, they want you to race somewhere. They'll text you a location. You go out there, you show them that you're filling up gas. That way you know you're not cheating or nothing. And then you race them. And he said sometimes they race for a lot of money. If they race for like $3,000, I'll race you. I'll beat you. But if they beat me, I ain't giving up that money. Yeah, I don't give up money. You have to reach my pockets. I ain't getting that money. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? You come here trying to sell these cars. Now you're trying to just talking. And he finally left. But the following week, he came back. And this time he had a big-ass Japanese robot doll. And he keeps saying, I shouldn't have this right here. I shouldn't have this. And I'm like, what does that mean? Did you steal this? What does that mean? So we went on consignment to sell this thing 50%. It turns out that robot's like worth $300-something. So yeah, I'm going to try to sell that for him. But he would still not stop talking. We already signed the agreement, now consignment 50%. He just keeps on, man. Yeah, because you know, I don't know about this stuff, man. Sometimes you know about stuff, sometimes you don't know about stuff. And I was like, bro, that is just a weird ass statement. Like, that's a statement you don't even need to say. It's just obvious. Sometimes you see things, sometimes you don't see things. Sometimes
that's how life works. That's just in general, just everyday life.
So we go outside.
Captain Obvious.
Yeah, and I'm putting something in the car. He's just following me. He goes to the back of his truck and he's looking at he's like, yeah, people like this right here. Look at this right here. And he had two big ass, like a nut and a bolt. He had two big nuts chained to his tow hitch. And he was like, yeah, look at that. Big nuts. I'm like, well, yeah, I didn't get it before you said that, but yeah, I get it now.
He had some truck nuts.
Yeah, that's what it was. And so he finally gets into the truck. I'm just like, all right, I'm going to end this. All right, man. So, I'm going to do 50% Simon. I'm going to text you all the stuff and we'll do it like that. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's good because, sometimes you just got to figure these things out.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, he kept
Don't tell. Oh, my God. I hate people that do that shit.
I opened the door and I was like, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Uh-huh. And I was slowly closing the door as he was still talking. And I closed that damn door and went and sat down, man. That dude will talk.
Guess what? You got a new favorite customer, bro.
No, I don't, dude.
He gonna be up there every single day.
I was 10 dangs, 20 yeps, 6 wows, and 8 old mans, and he was still going.
You might be his only friend.
I was running out of words.
He's gonna fucking hold you hostage inside your own fucking...
Nah, man, you know those people that whenever they hang out with their friends, they don't have the voice. And so whenever they run into a certain person, they're like, look at this guy right here. Come on.
Well, he is one of those for sure.
Did you invite him, though?
Heck no. No, I didn't.
You better hope he listen to this fucking podcast. He's going to kill you.
Any of your customers coming?
Yeah, I got a few. I've invited a few people there. But I ran into, what can I say? Like, he was the gold trophy winner today. He come in before. Very nice guy. He looks real homeless. And, I don't like to go ahead and judge people off, how they look. He come in, looks around. He said, thank you, brother. And I said, hey, thank you, man. Come back in. And he left. Well, he come in today. He said, hey, how you going? I said, hey, it's going pretty good. I said, I remember that guy. He's just kind of dirty looking white guy, blonde hair. Well, he goes over and starts looking at the comics. I was just texting one of my customers and he was like, hey, I just honked at the store because I couldn't stop by. And I was like, oh, you should have stopped by. I got a guy here talking to himself. The guy was over looking at his hand saying, yeah, this is why I got this and this is why I got this. And he's pointing at his hand. He's not talking to me. He's not talking loud enough for me to hear it, not looking at me. He's talking to himself. And I'm like, oh, man, what about this guy? So he's looking around. He ends up coming up to me and said, hey, man, you got any Iron Man stuff? And he said, oh, by the way, I'm something McCulley. And I was like, okay, hey, I'm Brandon, man. I was like, what was your name again? He said, I'm your king. Something McCulley. And I said, well, it's nice to meet you, Your Highness. And he walks over. He's like, hey, so you show me the Iron Man? And I said, he said he's my king. What the hell does that mean? And so I walk over to the comics. That's all I got in comics right now is this one right here. Got a few action figures. I don't have any pops right now of Iron Man. And I was like, are you an Iron Man fan? He said, man, I am Iron Man. And then he puts his hands behind his side and goes, and I said, well, how about that?
Oh, shit did happen.
Yes, it
God
did.
damn it,
And I
dude.
said, yes, you are. And he said, because all things are possible with my king. And he said a name. He didn't say Jesus Christ. He didn't say God. He didn't say Allah. He just said a name. He was like something. And I was like, yeah, you're right, man. You're right. And then he started walking over to the counter, and I was talking to him, and he says, you know, man, I'm just trying to find the right path. There's a path to hell, and there's a path to heaven. And I said, yep, there's a path. A path for you to walk the fuck out of this goddamn door. No, I didn't say that. But I was like, oh, okay, yeah, there's a path, man. He said, yeah, I just need a few good brothers, you know, to lead me on that right path. And I said, well, all right, man, I hope you find what you're looking for.
He wants you to join his wolf pack.
Well, hell.
I don't know what he wanted, but he ended up leaving. And I was like, well, that is the craziest one yet. Besides the guy that cried, but that is crazy as hell.
See him on a Netflix documentary about a cult.
Man.
He's going to be a cult leader.
All hail Jim Bob McCullough.
Yeah.
Somewhere in Utah. He had like 37 wives and shit.
Well, listen, he is the king. So, all hail the king.
Fucking crazy, dude.
Well, yeah, that is it for what we're going to do, what we're doing. But every time we do Real Reels, we always do it with a drink. And this month's drink, Grizzly, what is this month's drink?
This is Buchanan's Pineapple. So I have a friend that loves like regular Buchanan's. He drinks it all the time. So he's like, let me try pineapple. And I was like, okay. So I went to, apparently, he tried it. He loved it. And he bought a lot of bottles of it.
Wow.
And I'm guessing it's so popular around Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, all the southern states that you can't find it nowhere. In Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, nowhere. And so when I went to New Orleans, I went to the biggest liquor store you've ever seen in your life. Huge shopping carts. You just walk around and just pick what you want, but everything was so cheap. So Crown was $23. Like the big thing of Crown is $23. And this was, I think, $30. But here it's $50. So I was like, let me go ahead and give it a try too. So he bought like 6 bottles. I bought this one for the podcast because apparently it's delicious. And
How about that?
we'll find out.
You sure he hasn't bought all the Buchanan's? It tastes like shit. Maybe he's bought all the ones in Tennessee because nobody wants to order any more of it.
I don't know.
Thank God that fucking guy bought all this bullshit.
It's got to be a reason why there's none in Tennessee, right?
Well,
Scotch whiskey, so
let's let me tell you a little of the history behind Buchanan's real quick. Canada-born James Buchanan's working life began as a 14-year-old office boy at Glasgow shipping agent William Sloane & Co. Although it wasn't until he was 30 that his legendary whiskey career began. His aim was to develop a blended whiskey more suited to the English palate that was smoother, lighter, and less peated than the Highland malts available on the London market at the time. To this end, he worked with Lowry and with access to older malt and grain whiskies, created the Buchanan Blend. Using contacts from his McKinley days, his business grew and he was soon selling his whiskey to the London music halls and the members' bar of the House of Commons. In homage to his prestigious client, he changed the name of his blend to Buchanan's House of Commons Finest Old Highland Whiskey. A long-ass name.
It is.
Since whiskey was presented in a black bottle with a white label, it soon became better known by its nickname, Black and White, although the moniker was not registered until 1904, when it became to officially appear on the label. James Buchanan died in 1935 at the age of 85, though his name continued to live on, and his whiskey legacy. Through subsequent mergers, his company became Port of Diageo, with both Buchanan's and Black and White still going strong today.
So it's over 140, 50 years old, the company?
That's what it says after all them goddamn mergers.
God dang.
Yeah, he was
That's a lot of history.
He was gobbling people up. But let's give it a shot.
cheers to that.
Let's give it a shot.
All right, guys.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, motherfuckers.
We real reels. I can taste the pineapple.
Pretty smooth. I like it.
I don't like it.
It tastes like a, almost like a grilled pineapple. Had like a little smoky taste to it.
Yeah.
It was all right.
That's okay. That is okay.
After our beautiful Buchanan sip there, we go on to our own personal segments. And this one we like to call Grizzly's Anime in Arms.
It's over 9,000.
Alright, y'all. So, the one I was going to do today is going to be... This is a gun I shot, I think, when I first got my firearm, my Smith & Wesson. So this one is a stainless 2 Kimber 1911. It's a 45 caliber gun.
How the fuck do you shoot it? Somebody let you shoot it?
Yeah, it's the same guy that recommended the Buchanan's Pineapple. We went shooting when I got my firearm.
That's an expensive ass goddamn gun.
Yeah. It's not too expensive.
What was it, like $1,200?
Yeah.
That's expensive.
Yeah, it's up there. Yeah, it's a 45 cal. It actually shoots pretty smooth. From when $1,200 every freaking better. So it has an external hammer on this weapon, and the magazine holds 7 with a stainless steel and rosewood wooden handle with fiber optic front sights. And yeah, it is $1,200, but you can put add-ons to it that will jack the price up crazy, dude.
I thought you were gonna help us. He was like, "It's $1,200, but you can put more stuff on it and make it more expensive."
Man, you can really jack this price up, bro. It's crazy.
All the gun accessories, that's what they don't tell you when you buy a gun. The accessories are bullshit.
Yeah.
Like sights or a scope or a red dot.
Yeah, I think
crazy.
I think like if you get the regular gun with the regular handle, it looks wooden, like a wooden chair or whatever like that. It'll look good side of it. But if you get the black one, that's like $45.
The black one's more expensive than the wood one?
Yeah.
Is it polymer or something?
Yeah, I think so.
The material's more expensive?
I believe so. And they have so many variations of this. It's like stainless 2, like hammer, stainless 2 seeker. So it's like, bro, price just keeps going up. And the most I've seen was $1,700 for a handgun. I don't think I can do that.
Rich you can.
I ain't doing it. I'm gonna do a little bit, just a little bit. Not gonna be as long as yours, Brandon. But the Kimber Company started off in Oregon by an Australian dude named Jack Warren. Why did I say Jock?
Because Jock sounds Australian?
Yeah. I was trying to put the accent in.
Jock
Fucking Jock. And his son Greg Warren in Oregon in a town called Clackamas. Clackamas? Have you ever heard of that? Clackamas?
Not in Oregon, no.
No.
Like a clapping ass.
Is that what it translates?
Yeah, probably.
Clapping.
Clapping ass.
Clapping ass Oregon?
Yeah, this American's firearm manufacturer, his headquarters is in Troy, Alabama. They make a lot of accessories, knives.
How do you go from
bunch of guns.
Oregon to Troy, Alabama?
I don't know. I think that's when they first started to make the weapons. And then they were just like, oh, let's go somewhere. Because I think Oregon became...
Well, yeah, they had pretty strict gun laws at one time, didn't they?
They still do.
They still do?
Yeah. I thought so.
I thought you could pretty much do whatever the fuck you want to do in Oregon. You do it on the streets, I don't give a shit.
But I know the knives and the accessories are expensive too, at least on the site it says it is.
Do you know where the name Kimber came from? Because that's not the dude's last name, or that's not where it was made. Where'd they get that name?
I'm assuming it was a town in Oregon because when Kimber first started, it was called Kimber of Oregon. Like that's what they was putting on the guns whenever they was making them in 1979.
Do you know what Kimber means? Like, is there a definition for the word?
They don't have it on the website.
It was
I was wondering, like what?
Actually, the guy who founded it had a speech impediment. He was trying to say timber, but
there's a lot of timber in Oregon. That makes sense.
Kimber.
That's this misdirection shit y'all always pull on me.
That's what happened. He was talking about the big trees in Oregon, all the redwoods, redwood forest.
It sounds convincing as fuck, but I'm pretty sure that's not it. But there's 2 key organizations that use this gun. It is the LAPD squad.
They don't fucking use their guns. They just let people rob shit. They don't give a fuck.
I'm going to start it over.
Okay, the LEP squad?
Yeah, it's the LAPD SWAT team.
Okay.
Say squad.
They ain't doing shit.
LAPD.
Yeah, and then the U.S. Marines. Both of those guys use this weapon.
Yeah, that's a
Has this gun been in any movies?
It has not.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's lame, bro.
I just wanted to do the ones I shot first, and then after that, I want to do the guns I really, really like.
Okay.
And really, really like. So
Polar had a good idea. Why not do some research on some fictional weapons?
like the Needler from Halo.
Yeah,
Plasma
so
rifles.
never know what you'll get when you come out with them.
They're getting pretty close into the plasma range for weapons, if I'm not mistaken. They're making some ultrasonic fucking plasma rifles and shit. They're strapped to tanks because they need to be giant, but we ain't to Halo yet.
Not just yet.
But yeah, that's pretty cool. I like Camper. I've always liked their guns. Every time I see one, I'm like, damn, that gun's bad as fuck. And then I scroll down and see the price. I'm like, bitch.
I mean, ain't 1911's like one of the most popular guns?
yeah, it is.
That 1911 platform in every fucking brand is always more expensive. It don't matter if you do SIG, Taurus. If it says 1911, it's going to be more than what it should be.
Now this motherfucker here is slick, man. I like it. I'm gonna show you guys a picture now. I'll probably have it up on Instagram.
Okay, guys, if you want to see that, just go ahead and Google.
Yeah, it looks all right. It's
Google
okay.
it.
I'm not a big fan of
Okay.
the silver. It's all silver with a black grip. I'm not a big fan of the silver gun.
Well, this dude spent $1,400 on this one.
I want that silver 92 FS Beretta from Rush Hour.
That's a good gun.
I got the black one. They only came in black, so.
I like the Hunter. I like.
Is that my
PSA.
gun? That is my gun.
If you ever get on PSA Palmetto State Armory, they make pistols and they have some badass. I like the Hunter green looking color, that sand color, but they have some crazy good deals too, where you can get like. I mean, their pistol it'll be a base platform, but you can get the pistol plus like 10 extra clips and a carrying case for like $400, and it's a phenomenal gun. Mandy won't let me buy one because I already have two guns. I already have two handguns, so she's like, "What the fuck? You need another one?" And she doesn't understand because.
If you guys want to give me a gun for my birthday, you know,
Who?
you guys, you
The
know,
fuck we ain't making money off this podcast
Man, what
yet?
the hell?
The fuck yeah. I might buy you I'll get you a Nerf gun or some shit.
Yeah, them I'll 3D print you
Yeah.
one. motherfucker.
just
I'm pretty
get,
sure you got some extra action figure guns man at the shop somewhere. We got you, dog. I'll take care
just
of
give
you.
me the one from the recent John Wick movie, the $7,000 one.
Yeah, we got you. Okay.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Just
I'm
go ahead
buying
and
you a
get that.
$7,000 gun for your birthday. Y'all need to be asking me questions. What the fuck you doing? You ain't working at my rally. What you doing on the side?
Sell some drugs, man.
I would if I knew how. I'm not trustworthy enough. People see me and they're like, "Fuck that guy. I want to buy drugs from him." They give me drugs.
We ain't gonna talk about that. We're moving past the guns now, and I'm gonna talk about my animes.
The anime of the month. What we got?
Anime of the month. So I recently watched this one, and I really like this one. So the anime I'm about to tell you about is what many fans call isekai. Isekai is a series of animes that revolves around the concept of reincarnation.
Okay.
You go from a human to a butterfly, or a butterfly to a human.
No, mostly it's you die in one world and then you're transformed into another world. So it's like you die in this world, but then you get transformed to a world that has magic, or you have.
Is that technically reincarnation?
Oh, yeah, you're dying and
Is
come
it?
back to
I didn't
life.
know what borders reincarnation had. I thought I always you think of it. You die as a human and you come back as another human or an animal or something. I didn't know. So you can go into a different.
I think
world.
as long as you die and you're reborn,
You're
Yeah.
reborn
It works.
somewhere, someplace.
So as long as you have the
It
memories
does.
of your last life,
What if
pretty
you got,
much is what it
If
is.
you died and you were like reborn on the fucking moon, you like.
Then you will be able to. If you're born on the moon,
if you're born on the moon, man,
What?
then you got to be able to survive the moon's atmosphere.
exactly.
What the hell?
Listen,
I'm just
man,
saying.
I'm gonna write a book about this shit.
We need to talk to you, Mom, about this. I don't know if that's how it works.
How you gonna wake up dead?
No, you wake up and you can't breathe. You're done.
But this one is one of the most popular ones, I believe. Back a couple of years ago, it's called Mushoku Tensei, which translates to the jobless reincarnation.
Okay.
The release date was January 11th, 2021. It was major popular.
Here or in
Here, Japan, dubbed, subbed. They've been watched millions of times. I think it was close to winning Anime of the Year in 2021.
Is that a big award?
Yeah, if you win Anime of the Year, I think you're guaranteed like 3 to 5 years of recirculation. So it's
like
gonna
recirculate, like they'll just keep
seasons,
putting it on platforms,
seasons,
or you get 3 to 5 seasons.
yeah,
Guaranteed out of that. They'll pay you. They'll fund you to.
They'll fund you to do that, and it's like the more eyes you get to see this, the more money they get. So that's how Demon Slayer, they won it. I think Jujutsu Kaisen, that's a good one. I think that one won. These are good ones, man. Really like Demon Slayer was the number one, but we ain't talking about that. But apparently, this was a Japanese light novel, a series by. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna butcher this because I don't know Japanese.
Get your fucking shit together.
Raifujin no Mago Note.
No. It's Rifujinuko no Magatoi.
Okay. And illustrated by Shirotaka.
Yes, Shirotaka.
Fucking
I learned that with dealing with Japan people. They put San at the end of your name.
San.
Like they'll send me a fucking email. They're like, Devin San. I'm like, motherfucker. What does that mean? But that's just how they talk. And then when they greet you, they bow and they tell you where they're from. So like when I greet them, I bow and I say, Tennessee. No fucking shit. Not kidding with you. Yep. Weird as shit. Just letting you know some Japanese shit.
Right.
They'll tell you where they're from.
All right, let's go to Japan, guys.
Zega-san. Brandon-san. There you go.
Panda-san.
Ooh, Grizzly-san. Let's go. Let's go. Hey. No, this anime is about a 34-year-old unemployed recluse who gets hit by a truck trying to save someone's life. He wakes up in a newborn with all his past memories in this fantasy world. With new parents, loving parents, a lifetime of regrets, and a beginner's magic textbook, he sets out for the second chance of his life. And from the beginning, it starts off like you don't see.
I thought you were going to say
like you don't see the seriousness of this anime. They try to incorporate comedy into it. Mm-hmm. And so first starting off, like you get this, he's a 34-year-old virgin when he dies. So when he wakes up, he's a baby and he sees his new mom trying to breastfeed him. And so in his head, he's like, oh, this woman here, what's that girl?
Anime titties.
Yeah, I didn't want those big ones.
Flat-chested women.
Exactly. But yeah, he wakes up, finds out his name is Rudy, short for Rudius.
I didn't know Rudy was short for anything.
But whenever he tries to reach out to touch his new mom's boobs, he realizes that his hands are small.
Like Deadpool.
Oh.
Yeah, he got the baby hands. And then he realizes, hey, maybe I'm reincarnated. I think he puts it together like, hey, I might have died when I got hit by that truck. But he still realizes it.
Take advantage of it.
Hey.
You know? Handsy.
Hey.
Get handsy.
But when he comes to terms with his strange life, he learns the new language. He looks outside to see where his dad was. His dad is training, and he's like, whoa, like this world is crazy. Like, it's not Goku, but his dad is what they call a sword god. So he's one of the most powerful swordsmen in this world. And so looking at this, he becomes shocked. He falls off the little thing he's standing on and he hurts himself. And his mom tries to come and pick him up. And he's like, oh, I'm gonna help you fix this. And so she picks him up and she does magic. So she does this incantation to try to heal him. We don't have magic here. So he's highly, highly skeptical until he sees the light that's around him. And all of a sudden, he wants to learn magic now. Still having the same thought process from when his past life till now. So he's still conscious. So he wants to start doing it right away. Nobody in his life as a baby starts to learn magic. So he's a prodigy. And as his parents gives him tutors and everything, he just is OP. And it's like later on you start seeing people that he's like tries to teach and try to mentor along the way. Cousin and then a faraway like demon that try to.
They all babies?
No. So like.
He grows up?
In the anime series, he doesn't grow all the way up. So he's probably still 15, 14, something like that. Okay. Where this magic disaster came and teleported them to a different like area of this world. And so he tries to fight his way back
Is it common, too, in this anime for you to be reincarnating and remember your past life? Or is that a strange thing?
I mean, with the isekai thing, they always remember where they came from. So this is just the anime premise that is really popular right now.
I don't know if I like that.
A lot of them is like that.
Reincarnated and I remember shit. Especially if you got hit by a fucking truck.
I mean,
And you were a 34-year-old virgin. You wouldn't want to remember that, right?
I mean, like, you can still, like, have the thought process that you have now, rather than become an infant and then not know anything. So that way you can get a leg up on competition later on. So it's like, at least you're still conscious of what you're going through at that time.
I like it. I like the reincarnation animes.
Yeah, this one is really, really good. But yeah, after this Mana disaster where the whole, like, land that they live in, everybody that's caught in the middle of it got teleported to a different part of the world, and they're trying to find their way back to their home country. And they experience some strong creatures. No, I don't think there's no teleportation. I don't know yet. It's only one season. They did like a half season. Yeah, it's a new one. So they did a half season, like, break where, like, I think in the springtime they came out with it, and then in the winter they finished the episode. So it's all like one series right now. One season, one series. But dude, this anime is dope. I would recommend it to anybody that wants to see good animation, good storyline. It's one of the best isekai animes out there, I believe.
Well, I'm going to tell you the same thing I told you on the last one. That sounds good. I might check it out. But I still ain't watched the fucking other one. So I don't even remember what the last one was.
Psychopaths.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I remember what the premise was. I just ain't watched it. Well, NBA playoffs are over now,
so I think
I have more time.
Yeah, I think if you watch it with your wife and your daughter, both of you guys are like this. It's really for all ages, I believe.
Because Mandy will just be playing on her phone the whole time. She won't be watching shit. Shout out to you, man. You got my fucking phone.
Yeah. Asshole.
Now put on Kindergarten Cop, watch a fucking movie. She got so mad the other day because I put on Ace Ventura, and she hates that fucking movie. I mean, I would love it. Pet Detective, man.
But this guy, he gets to the point where he can use magic without using incantation, so he don't have to speak while he does magic. He can just do it and send it out.
Well, Doctor Strange.
Yeah, and I think nobody's ever seen this in this world, so
They blow away.
yeah, it's crazy.
Michael Jordan magic.
He runs into a couple of different gods that notice this.
Does the magic fuck up other gods? Like if you're a sword god and somebody's got magic, can he just fuck you up?
We don't
If all
know
you got is
yet.
a sword,
This is just the
other
first
gods don't be
season.
fighting?
This is the first season, and this one guy, he's strong as hell.
See,
He
if I was
fucks
like,
him.
if I was like a sword god and there was like an axe god, I'd be like, nah, fuck him up. There ain't no way you can swing an axe quicker than I can swing a sword. I'm gonna fuck him up. Then you become stronger god.
Well, I don't know if it's like that type of god, but I know that there's like
That's what they
there's
call
like a
him.
dragon god, there's a sword god, there's a man god, there's a
What's a man god?
magic god.
What's that mean?
I don't know.
He's the god of man.
I don't know yet. Like, they haven't explained everything. They just say, hey, this is the man god, this is the dragon god, this is the magic god. So, I don't know.
It's gonna be Danny McBride from Righteous Gemstones.
Probably. But yeah, I highly recommend this. This is a good one. Top 10 favorite animes.
Man, you say everything's top 10 favorite.
Top
What's your
10.
rating?
Rating 9.5 out of 10.
You can't go fucking scale of 10. You did 5 last time.
Oh,
You gotta go 1 to 5, dude.
4.5 out of 10.
4.5?
Yeah.
What do you think, Brian?
I haven't seen it, so I don't think much of it.
I'm gonna give it a fucking 5.
Damn.
That's what I gave the last one.
Best anime ever?
Yeah, it's tied with the other one.
Give it.
That I ain't never seen.
I give it 2 paws up.
All right, man. Well, let's get into a little bit of things about stuff that really pisses us off. In a segment we like to call the Polar Plunge.
You know what really pisses me off? Oh, you're about to find out.
Alright, so we're going to start right here with what really pisses me off. And I'm going to tell you, from my drive home and to work, I have to go through 3 motherfucking 4-way stops. And if you don't know, nobody on this fucking planet knows how to operate at a 4-way stop, and Especially when you go out into the fucking country and all these people just want to wave you on. You got fucking Grandma Jean over here with a fucking horse cow trailer, and she'll pull up to the four-way stop and sit at that motherfucker for 4 minutes. And then you pull up, and she will wave you on like she's doing you a courtesy. And that fucking listen, I'm going to explain to you how a four-way stop works. The first person to get there goes first, no matter what. That's how it works. If you get there at the same time, all four of you, person to your right goes first. Now, that may not make sense if all of you get there at the same time. The right turning person into the right lane has the right of way first. Then it goes in a circle from that point. Does that make sense? Super fucking easy. No one understands how any of these work. And it bothers the shit out of me. I was telling you today, Brandon, I've gotten so annoyed with people waving me on that are sitting. First of all, it's a stop sign. It's a stop. You stop, and then you go. It is not a stay. It's a stop. You don't just hang out at the motherfucker. I feel like half these cars with these new engines where they do the auto shut-off, that's made for people who don't know how to fucking work an auto or a four-way stop. Their car shuts off. They're just sitting there, chilling, waiting to wave somebody on. And all they do is look back and forth at each other. Look back and forth. Look back and forth. And then nobody uses a fucking blinker. So you have no clue. So usually what I do is I've gotten to the point now where when I get to that stop sign, I stop, and when my fucking car shows 0 on the speedometer, I'm flooring that motherfucker. I don't give a shit. And I have been honked at so many fucking times, I don't give a shit. If you wave me on, I'm going to flip you off as I fucking go past you. If you were there before me and you think you're doing me a fucking courtesy by waving me on because you don't know how a four-way stop fucking works, I'm flipping you off. And I'm mad. You have ruined my day. That's probably why I'd be taking these shots before I go to work. But even just in general, driving as a whole, on the way here, me and Zay, driving, this person, how long did they take to turn, dog?
Oh, man.
Dude, he had to have come to a complete stop, put the motherfucker in reverse, backed up, went forward, and then turned into a driveway. I mean, he was there for fucking forever.
Before that, he was maybe going 10 miles an hour, down a 50 mile an hour.
Dude, it is, and driving back from Canton probably doesn't help this, but Canton's about a 6.5 hour drive from where we're at. And I usually don't go the interstate because people piss me the fuck off on there. So I take like the back roads because there's not a lot of traffic. But when I come back for work, I usually leave really early in the morning, which puts you out, and there might be one, you might go 50 miles and not see a person. But when you do, that motherfucker's going 30 and a 70. And it's infuriating. There needs to be some sort of driving test that continues. You cannot just take one driving test at the age of 16 and think that a 70-year-old is still fucking good to go. You need to be recertified at some point. There needs to be some kind of fucking test to make sure people know how to drive after they get their license. You can lose the ability to drive.
Let's say every 10 years? That sound good?
That might be too fucking... I mean, I don't know. I'm trying not to be, I guess, controversial, but fucking women can't drive either. So I don't know. Maybe it needs to be 10 years for men and 5 for women. I don't fucking know.
I'll say this.
I get in the car with Andy, dog, and I'm telling you, I'm like, holy shit, dude.
How do you survive?
I'm looking for an extra seatbelt. I need one of them fucking race car harnesses from NASCAR when I get in the car with Mandy. And I love her to death, but God, dude, she will literally wait until she's fucking 2 feet away from a car to start braking. And then just slam on them motherfuckers and be like, I don't know why these brakes are squealing. Are you fucking kidding me? You just grinded half the fucking pad right there. We took our brakes off last week, and it had less than 3 millimeters of pad lift. Less than that. They couldn't even fucking gauge it. That's how little pad. And she was like, I don't know what that noise was. It was grinding when you were driving. Not when you were braking. When you were driving, you could hear that motherfucker squealing. And she was like, I don't know what that is. I think something's wrong with the engine. And I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? I'm telling you, man. But yeah,
Kay's last car, it just had the pad. It didn't even have the stopping part.
Just fucking that shit up.
She's fucking that shit up. And so what pisses me off about her is she'll get to a stoplight, and not the stoplight. She'll get to the turning light, and if it's green, she'll look over to me and be like, "Can I go, bitch?
She's looking for an invitation. She wants a...
What the fuck are you doing? Go. It says green, go. Oh, my God, dude.
I'll tell you another story since we're on this, because mine's a little short. I couldn't find a whole lot of data on four-way stops. I was telling Brandon, I was trying to find, like, percentages of wrecks yearly on four-way stops, but they don't classify the types of wrecks unless it's a no seatbelt, alcohol involved, drug involved, tractor trailer involved. It has to be one of those categories for you to be, I guess, tracked. The other thing was, stop signs. We were looking into that, but I couldn't find a definitive stop sign date where I kept finding a bunch of different dates where I guess they had changed the stop sign or altered it. I don't know, but I'll tell you a story. We were changing Mandy's brakes last week, and I was getting so annoyed because Scott, my father-in-law, was doing it. I've never changed brakes before. I've watched people do it, but I know you can also YouTube it and figure it the fuck out pretty quick. So he was changing one of the brakes, and she pops in and is like, let Devin do the other side. And I don't give a fuck. I'll do the other side. It's not that big of a deal. It took 15 minutes per wheel. And, he's going through, and he's doing it, and she keeps stopping him. And she's like, well, just let Devin do it. He's not going to learn. And I said, Lisa, I don't give a fuck. I can YouTube it. I can watch and learn, too. You don't have to be hands-on. Well, when we're dead and gone, I don't know what you're going to do. I was like, I'll fucking YouTube it. It's fucking 2023. You can find out how to make or do anything on the fucking internet. It's brakes. It's not that big of a fucking deal. They're simple as shit.
No, you can find out a lot of stuff on YouTube.
You can find out how to make fucking pipe bombs.
I've changed my grill on my Camaro. I've changed my tail lights. I've changed the LED light that's above your license plate. I've changed all that with YouTube.
Yeah. It's easy. And I know what she meant. She meant well, but me being more technologically sound, where we grew up, where, not necessarily grew up, but we're in the technology era. She didn't have that. She don't understand how easy information comes through and how vast it is. I mean, you can literally, they'll teach you how to fucking bake cocaine on fucking YouTube. If you find the right videos,
Wait a minute, we gotta look this up right now.
I mean, I've looked it up, but I can't make it. I'm just kidding. Anybody who's listening, I didn't do that. But if you want something,
half a pound, whole pound.
I'm trying to be Yo Gotti in this motherfucker. But yeah, fuck four-way stops. Fuck people who don't know how to work them.
And
put goddamn roundabouts so I can be more mad. Because roundabouts are even worse.
Oh, goddamn.
You get to a roundabout, I'm telling you, Americans fucking going. That's how you can tell we're in the Matrix. A simulate, them motherfuckers will be glitching, trying to figure out how to go through a fucking roundabout. People are so stupid.
Well, I think it's time, gentlemen. Let's get into the movie review.
Time to suck some blood.
You better wake up. The world you live in is just a sugar-coated topping. There is another world beneath it. The real world.
For thousands of years, they have existed among us.
You keep your eyes open. They're everywhere. Chances are you've seen them yourself and didn't know it.
A secret nation.
Our livelihood depends on our ability to blend in.
With a lust for power.
We should be ruling the humans. These people are our food.
They've got their claws into everything. Politics, finance, real estate.
There's a war going on out there. He makes the weapons. I use them.
Now, one will lead them to conquer mankind.
Tonight, the age of man comes to an end.
We're gonna be gods.
And one will try to stop him dead.
There are worse things out tonight than vampires.
Like what?
Like me.
Half human.
Blade's mother was attacked by a vampire while she was pregnant.
Half immortal.
You got the best of both worlds. All our strengths, none of our weaknesses.
He is their greatest fear and our only hope.
It's open season on all vampires.
Wesley Snipes, Stephen Dorff.
You're one of them, aren't you?
No, I'm something else.
Blade.
So, if you don't know by now, which it should be in the episode description, we will be reviewing the movie Blade.
Before we even start, though, we gotta show a little love and respect for the old school trailers compared to nowadays trailers.
Yeah.
Dude, these trailers, I used to complain like a motherfucker in trailers, but I feel like the old day trailers were so much better because they left so much to still be desired. The new ones show you fucking everything. You might as well not even watch the movie when you watch a new trailer.
Yeah.
They show you everything. You can put it all together by pieces.
It's because they got rid of the narrator.
Nah, we need him back.
They need him back, bro.
Yeah,
in a
old school
world
trailers are badass. It reminds me of
where vampires. Scorcher 7.
Because then whatever the narrator's talking about, then they give a hint about it, and then he'll move on.
Yep.
It's like now, it's just like...
Now they show you the entire fucking movie in little clips, and you can just piece those together, and you're like, all right, I fucking get it.
Dude, that Bloodshot movie?
What's that?
It's a Vin Diesel movie. Oh my god, they literally showed everything. They gave away the ending that's supposed to be a what's that?
Surprise?
You need to tag in?
Surprise?
Tag in.
It need to be a surprise. Surprise. It's a surprise. It's a surprise.
It's a surprise. Is that what you're saying?
If it wasn't a surprise the first time, it wasn't the next 20 times.
I'm going to go ahead and let you give you some time to think, but I'm on Vin Diesel boycott. I ain't watching none of this bullshit because his movies are fucking terrible.
You a hater.
Right.
Okay?
Fuck family and fuck Vin Diesel.
Fast and the Furious may be the greatest movies of all time.
Yeah, I'll break this fucking table.
Family.
Punk ass. That motherfucker been wearing a wife beater since fucking 1992.
Right.
Fuck
All right. We're doing Blade. And where you can watch this at was Tubi, but it's no longer on Tubi, so you'll have to buy it on DVD, Blu-ray, or get it on Vudu.
I think you can rent it on Amazon.
You can rent
I
it
did do that.
on Amazon.
Okay,
Why is it
okay.
not on Disney? It's a Marvel movie.
It is.
I guess it was. Yeah. Now it's 20th Century Fox, so I guess they own that now. Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
So why is it not on there?
Anyways, I don't know. I
It
don't
should be
run
on
that shit.
Hulu, because didn't they put all their rated R and more adult stuff on Hulu, like Logan and Deadpool?
No, stuff's getting on Disney,
It's
too.
on Disney now?
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's directed by Stephen Norrington, who did Return to Oz, The Death Machine, The Last Minute, and The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Damn, that's a good one.
Yeah,
that
so
last one.
He's got one hit.
Yeah, that last one was all right. Well, I don't know if it was a hit, but I liked it.
Hey, I liked it.
I enjoyed the shit out of it.
It was the Avengers before the Avengers.
Yeah, 100%. It was like the shit Avengers.
It's starring Wesley Snipes, Chris Christopherson, Stephen Dorff, Sana Lathan, Nbush Wright, Donnell Logue, Tracy Lords, Matt Schultz, Udar Kier, Lennox Brown, Arlie Jover, and Kenny Johnson. It was released on August 21st, 1998. And other movies that came out in the same month, August of 1998, was National Lampoon's Men in White. It's a parody to Men in Black.
I haven't fucking ever seen that.
The Avengers with Sean Connery, not the Marvel one. Air Bud, Golden Retriever.
Oh, shit.
A Very Unlucky Leprechaun with Warwick Davis. Why Do Fools Fall in Love? Pocahontas 2.
Huh?
So,
Wait, what'd you say?
Pocahontas 2.
There's a second one?
Yeah, I think she goes to England in that one.
What a shit fucking year.
Yeah, well, it made 100... Well, no, that wasn't the year. That was the month. I decided to do the month because there's so much that comes out in a year.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's a shit.
So that all came out in August
So
1998.
they just say this was the #1 movie.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, they planned that on purpose. They knew. They were like, all right, we ain't got no fucking competition.
It made $131.2 million worldwide with a $45 million budget.
Did you, what does that translate to in today's numbers? Like, with inflation and all?
It translated to mind your motherfucking business. Okay, I did my research like I thought it was good, and now you want to bring out some more shit that I should have done, and I didn't do.
Well, no, because you know how they do, like, the Titanic is still, like, one of the top movies because they had added
it was
inflation
Gone
and
with
all
the
that.
Wind
You know,
and
it's like
shit.
they add all the prices of movie tickets and bullshit like that into the overall cost.
But I will say, before we start, that Blade is not only Marvel's first box office success, but it leads the way for every future, not only Marvel films, but every comic book film after that. Because before that, we were getting not so good hits. I mean, Superman was...
I got a fact for you.
Crazy
falling off.
Superman's.
Hold your facts till the end.
But
Who's getting?
technically,
You want to ruin
Howard the Duck was Marvel's first actual profitable Marvel movie.
Howard
I
Duck
found
sucks.
that out. I was like, this is some shit. Blade started it, but Howard the Duck technically made some money.
Okay. Well, Blade opens up to what seems to be Blade's mom having a issue here. Looks like a lot of blood. She's freaking out. The doctors are trying to take care of her, and I guess they can't save her. They don't know what's wrong with her. She's, 9 months pregnant?
Yeah, they clearly make sure they show you that she's pregnant. They definitely want you to know she's pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And she's having this issue, and she's going through all these convulsions, and they show you the license, and they're just getting you in the mood for this is an emergency. Something's happening. We don't know. She's lost a lot of blood.
And they got the rag right by her neck. We don't know what's going on.
They give you this baby. They show you a baby, a little glimpse of the baby. That baby was black as hell.
That baby was fake as fuck.
And
bro.
had a Jerry curl, bro. That looked like...
It was Blade.
It was beautiful, baby. It was beautiful.
Blade. What are you talking about? He came out with that hair.
Oh, my goodness.
Tattoos and all. That's part of being a vampire.
It was curly as hell.
That Blade looked like Beautiful from Chappelle's Show.
Oh, hell.
Man, it was a scene, a traumatic scene. And then it ends with her looking and reaching for the camera like, no, my baby, my baby. And then it goes on to a scene of the city, kind of the opening credits.
Yeah, but the cool part about the opening scene was it showed you like the city going from day to night, setting you up for, all right, he finna fuck some shit up. Vampires ain't fucking around during the day.
Mm-hmm.
They gonna fuck around at night. So it just slowly showed you how the city transitioned. Then you get into these fucks.
Man, this is New Orleans.
Is it? It's
I say...
Is it filmed in New Orleans, or are they actually in New Orleans? Like, is there like homages to?
No, they're actually in New Orleans,
Okay, so
and they're filming in New Orleans. So
I would have figured like Chicago or something, but yeah.
Yeah,
New
it
Orleans.
does look like it looks like more of a bigger, metropolis.
And when I say I noticed this, the amount of newspapers that was in this fucking movie, that was on the ground just flying.
That's why I figured New York RoboCop, bro. RoboCop.
I knew, dude. I went to New Orleans. Like, where's the fucking newspapers, guys? What's going on?
Most people have used them to either shit on, throw up on, or get their piss.
Shit.
And well, we introduced this couple with this woman driving this goofy guy somewhere.
She grabbed on his dick and shit.
Yeah, and she's like really sexually aggressive towards him.
Keeping him drawn in.
And a little fact here is that the bodyguard who is watching the door for the rave is actually the girlfriend of the guy who's the vampire who's bringing him in.
The girlfriend?
Yeah, he's like in real life girlfriend to
with
that guy, the security guard.
I want to be Kevin Nash.
Well, he comes in, and this dude's just a dummy, bro. Like, no, I don't believe any woman is this sexually aggressive on a man to bring him somewhere. It's obviously a trap.
Okay, so first off, whenever you walk into the club, if you start seeing shit that you can't recognize...
No, not even that. You have to walk through a motherfucking meat locker to get to the fucking club.
That too.
Taking you through a fucking meat locker?
That too. If you see meat and then you see something else that's like, what the fuck is that? I'm getting the fuck out of here.
And
fuck you, bitch.
Instead of a door, you don't walk through a door. You walk through a fucking tarp. It's like a tarp to prevent liquids from fucking spraying on the walls.
Yes.
You're like, oh, what the fuck's going on here?
And what every vampire loves is 90s rave music, man. It is going off.
Dude, I ain't gonna lie. This damn song that they play, they play a song, and I think they played it in the trailer. The down. That shit slaps, bro. we was sitting here nodding our head and fucking... Dude, that shit's crazy. That's the song they're playing.
Combat song.
Well,
they have Mortal Kombat playing somewhere here. I think I've seen a glimpse of it. I've seen a glimpse of it. So if you guys want to see like a little Easter egg, there's Mortal Kombat playing here.
Like the game.
This is 1998.
Yeah.
And the raves in this look the same as they fucking do today, minus glow sticks.
Yeah, minus the neon.
Yeah, there's just no glow sticks, but the music
It
and
was
all the
just
people
strobe
just
lights.
doing weird fucking shit. And here's the one thing you notice: there's no black people.
There's a black dude. There's a black dude, right? When you, dude, come on. We said this last time. Is this going to be a recurring feature?
It might be.
Here, listen.
Sometimes we don't see black people.
Hey, y'all racist, bro.
Would you let a girl take you through a fucking meat locker into a room with tarps up on the wall?
If I was a vampire,
But you're not a vampire. She's the vampire.
If you were one.
Yeah.
You would be leading her. It's the opposite.
there was a dude smoking weed right when dude walked in.
I feel like that's
it was a black dude.
Why you gotta be smoking weed?
It don't matter.
Can vampires like smell a human, or do they sense them somehow? How do they know that this guy wasn't a vampire?
I think they. I don't know. I think it's the blood that's like coursing through their veins, like the fresh blood. Maybe they can smell fresh blood.
Fresh blood too.
Frost. Well, he was having a good time, this gentleman, that was brought here, and his woman started dancing with someone else, and he got shoved off. So now he's just trying to find somebody to dance with. He's still trying to have a good time, even without the girl who was grabbing on him and groping on him. Like, you would think that he's getting lucky with this girl, Why would he not keep pursuing her? But no, he gets one shove and he's done. He's just like, I'm gonna go find somebody.
Dude, I get pushed off 5 times.
He could be high.
From different people I try to dance with. I'm gone. Get the fuck out of here.
It takes 5 times for you to get away?
If I go to one girl, and she pushes me off, and then I go to a second girl, she pushes me off.
No, you said 5 times. I get pushed off 5 times.
No,
it's like,
not from one girl.
My no.
Not from one girl.
My no is spelled Y-E-S.
5 different girls, 5 different times. I'm leaving this motherfucker.
But we did see our introduction to Deacon Frost, who walked by our gentleman caller here. And Deacon Frost is a very powerful person. But he was the first main character we were introduced to in this one. And just walked right by like it was nothing. So we know Deacon Frost goes to these bad raves, if you will.
Yeah, he's trying to get some blood.
Yeah, and you see a guy in the corner. He's making out with one girl while he's getting head from another girl. So
hell yeah. That's a fucking party.
Yeah, it kind of puts the emphasis on vampires and sex. I think vampires and sex have always been put together. It's always been a thing.
Vampires do like to suck, so I mean...
Well, blood starts coming from the...
That's not black. That dude's fucking Mexican. That's a Puerto Rican.
Black dude, fuck you.
Our gentleman caller starts seeing blood. He's like getting blood drip on. All the vampires start raising their hands in the air. They start shouting like, yeah, this is really happening.
It's like the beat's about to drop. And then the fucking sheet behind the bloodbath. How did you not fucking see that before?
Yeah, out of the sprinklers comes blood just drenching everybody. And everybody's having a great time. They're just celebrating, mouths open, partying.
Doesn't this seem like a fucking waste?
A waste of blood?
Yeah. Like, well, you need to drink it to survive, and you're just letting fucking people stomp all over the shit. Unless they're just gonna fucking suck it back up and redo it again.
I mean, the world doesn't really know about vampires, so they are free to feed on whatever. So they might, food shouldn't be in, short supply.
Yeah, but you gotta make sure none of your vampires are fucking dummies. You can't just be eating people in broad fucking daylight or in the middle of fucking... Yeah, you can't... That's why this was so interesting, too, is because they go into that secret underground in a meat locker fucking type shit, which, how do we know this blood is human blood, too? If they're in a fucking butcher shop with a meat locker, this could be cow blood from the meat they butchered.
That's true. And they start introducing themselves. They start showing themselves as our gentleman caller is freaking out. They start showing the fangs, and they start hissing at him. And which, he's freaking out, so he's really showing to himself, he's showing to the rest of the group now that he's human. He's cattle. It's time to feed. Come suck on me. With his fear, kind of like a dog sensing fear. But this guy, he's really freaking the hell out. Climbing and trying to get to his stance. He's slipping everywhere, crawling on the ground. People start kicking him, punching him. I guess they're just, I don't know. Maybe the more scared he is, the tastier the blood is. But he ends up on the ground and starts crawling. And he ends up finding the cleanest boots in the building.
Those are motherfucking lugs. Those are lugs.
Those are lugs. Lugs. What's up, lugs? Damn, I always wanted a pair of lugs back in the day.
Usually lugs, everybody had lugs. Everybody wanted Timberlands, but Timberlands were too expensive.
Hell no, bro. I wanted lugs because they had those cool-ass commercials.
With the people with the giant fucking feet.
They always had them on WWE. Yeah. Lugs, the boots with power.
People had big-ass motherfucking feet.
Damn.
But he ends up crawling to these black boots, and those black boots don't have a drop of blood on them. And they belong to, who do they belong to, Grizzly?
Motherfucking Blade.
And this is where we're first introduced to Blade. Stops. Yeah.
Does the bloodbath stop because they notice him, or is it just over?
I think they just ran out of blood, maybe. They had to have, right?
I don't
I
know.
wouldn't think it would last that long.
But our German caller looks up at this figure, and he is just head to toe tactical, legit, but so clean in black leather. And it's Blade. Standing in the spotlight. The smart vampires who know of him flee. They get out of there. But the young vampires who have no clue who or what this thing is start hissing, showing their teeth, and attempting to attack. You know, trying to do a scare attack.
What's crazy too is the ones behind him. He has no concern whatsoever for. He's not worried about getting attacked from behind. He knows he's got a tactical advantage because of who he is. Like this bitch, she comes at him like a fucking.
His reputation precedes him. And yeah, an Asian vampire does come and try to slice him with some.
She had like meat cleavers or like hooks that she would use to hang up a
She was using them like kung fu. So is that kind of racist of the film to put an Asian woman in that position?
She was doing like nunchucks.
Yeah,
it was racist.
The two times that you see people trying to do martial arts
is Asian people.
That's true.
But the director was like, "Well, if somebody's going to do kung fu, it's got to be an Asian vampire." But Blade started using a silver-loaded shotgun, and when the silver hits these guys, it disintegrates them. So I guess if silver penetrates the vampires, it just burns them up and disintegrates them. So I'm talking about bone and all. And the choreography and the special effects, they aren't too bad for a 90s movie, man. Blade is really kicking ass here.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. And his gear, the way he looks... it looks better than some of the newer Marvel movies with characters in their gear. Like, his gear is fucking spot on.
Yeah, it
reminds me of the fucking Spider-Man animated show when Blade showed up. It looks just like him. Fucking beautiful.
Well, it seems that the only person that can aim is Blade. Because we've had like multiple vampires finally get to their weapons and guns, and they start shooting at him. Nobody can hit him. They're not hitting anything. There's no
there's no bullet marks.
We don't see where he's.
But he
hitting.
also unloads like 75 fucking bullets trying to hit that girl and doesn't hit her once. I mean, that little Uzi fucking thing he's got is weird.
Mm-hmm. And we see Blade also whip out his sword for the first time.
The most iconic weapon.
That's the sword you got, ain't it?
I do have a replica of this sword.
I bought you that shit, didn't I?
Yep, I still got it.
We was like fucking 16, wasn't we? And it does the little fucking thing too, doesn't it?
No, it does not do that.
Oh, damn.
If it did that, I would probably have a broken fucking hand right now or sliced to pieces.
I thought you could push a button on it and it would pop out.
No. It does have a little secret dagger at the bottom of it that pops out, but no, it doesn't.
That's the Korean knockoff I bought you. My bad. That's when we didn't have money. We didn't have jobs, motherfucker. You get what you got.
But Blade has other weapons besides the sword, which he's very, very skilled at. He has this boomerang thing where these vampires surround him, and he holds it up like and starts smiling like, "Y'all see this? Y'all see this?" Tosses it around the room, catches it again, and slices all these vampires up, and they just disintegrate.
Do you think he strategically went into the round room for that?
Oh, for sure.
He's like, I got this shit. I'm gonna fuck these people up.
I don't know. The thing that I've seen in this is that you don't actually see him like hop up on the wall. You see him like jump, and then the next scene is him on the wall.
Blade.
Yeah, Blade.
Well, vampires are supposed to have superhuman strength, speed, jumping abilities.
Yeah, for sure.
But being a movie, why don't you just have him jump and then land on the wall like one continuous thing? You won't just be like.
1998.
Well, I'd heard that Wesley was saying that he couldn't land the move properly. He kept landing in a certain position that didn't seem real, and so his stunt double had to do it, and he would land perfect every time. So they had the stunt double do it instead. So that's why they had Blade jumping, because Wesley was jumping, and then the stunt double was landing. Yeah, that's what I got out of the commentary.
He was not accurate in White Man Can't Jump.
Well, he could jump. He just couldn't land. But Blade shoots Quinn, one of the vampires, with a silver stake. Now tell me this. Why didn't he disintegrate?
That's what I was confused about. Yeah, the silver penetrated everybody else's. Unless that's not silver. Maybe it looks silver, but maybe it's titanium or something, and it's just used to pierce them and spike them.
It's silver.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
It's definitely silver.
He never says it.
Yeah, well, he doesn't ever say it. But, I mean, why would he load, like, all these, silver stakes? And
maybe it's so he can pin them to the wall and get information out of them.
Exactly what he's doing.
Batman hanging them over a building. building ledge. He just pins them to the fucking wall because he knows they'll heal.
Earlier, he knocked a dude into the ceiling with one of these, and then he penetrated some dude's chest and kicked it in his chest. Maybe he has to hit a vital point, and then they'll die.
Well, now he's on fire.
Yeah, Blade sets Quinn on fire, and he checks our gentleman caller's necks to make sure he wasn't bit. And at that time, the police show up to save him. But the vampires are unknown to this world, so these guys...
They see a on fire fucking dude.
Yeah.
And some dude covered in blood.
They just come in and he's like, hey, put that guy out. Like, is this normal for New York? Or, Louisiana? Or is this normal?
It's just a normal Tuesday.
Yeah, nobody's freaking out.
Dude, look at all those damn... Look at those newspapers, bro.
And then it shows the scene of Blade exiting the nightclub or the meat locker or whatever it was, and there is a lot of paper just flying around, man.
This is before social media. This is the only way you got news.
I guess so.
It was windy too.
Man, they would just write on a piece of paper and just throw it and hope it got to its delivered to whoever needs to go.
Here's a question too, though. Like when they open up this bag of this dude's burning body, how the fuck is he still smoky? He would still be hot. Like why? What do you?
Yeah,
you bag and tag them when they're still fucking burning.
Yeah, he's talking about Quinn who was burnt up, and they put him out, and they sent him to the morgue to be autopsied.
How does they open it up and it's like it's a fucking smoker, like a pit balls or some shit?
Well, we're introduced. Well, at this point, we're introduced to Karen and Curtis.
Karen.
Who she's a hematologist, so she studies blood. How appropriate. And her and Curtis have a history together. I think this scene was set up to kind of let your guard down as the audience for Curtis and Karen to be talking about their relationship together. Why didn't we ever work out? Blah, 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 blah. Kind of a, I don't know, what ER show or Grey's Anatomy type bullcrap.
Soap opera type shit.
Yeah, to kind of let you down. Like, okay, I've forgotten that we are in a vampire movie. And
yeah. And first of all, she's way too fucking hot for that nerd. She's hot as shit. Look at him. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. And
she's a doctor. He's a fucking helper. She's not hanging out with that dude.
He's a mortician.
It's like fucking broccoli. Fuck out of here.
Oh, damn. He does have a bowl cut, dude.
He does. He's like fucking broccoli.
Oh, God dang it.
Sorry.
Yeah, he is a poor guy. He doesn't have much skills with the ladies, especially not with Karen, because she is not having it, and she does not want to talk about whatever it is that he wants to get through. But they both start doing the autopsy on this body, and...
No, she sees, like, splitting of the blood or something like that. And so she sees that it's weird that his blood is acting some type of weird.
Has there never been, like, what's weird about this movie is, has a vampire never fucking died before where they've tested the blood and you figure it out at some point? Or
no, I think if a vampire dies, it disintegrates like it was at the first scene. It's
that's only if they get hit with fucking silver, right?
No, I think if they die, period.
What if you just starve to death? What if you don't get any blood? What if you're like, fuck it, I'm not eating people?
I thought if a this is up for discussion. If a vampire dies, does his blood dry up too? Or...
I don't think that's how that works. I think eventually it will, like a normal...
Because it needs other people's blood to keep its blood circulating. That's what I thought it was.
I don't know. I mean, it's all fucking fiction, so it's all over interpretation.
Yeah, you figure out.
I don't see how drinking blood would make your blood more, like you get. That's not how it works.
I mean, you're using... I don't know. It's a different species of...
You can take vitamins and certain supplements to help your blood, but drinking blood's not going to do you a whole lot of fucking good.
Well, we won't know because you're not a vampire, huh?
Well, I know if you look at Lance Armstrong, his whole cheating thing...
He's not a fucking vampire.
No, but they were doing EPO. You know what EPO is? That's where you extract blood from yourself, and they put it into a centrifuge and re-oxygenate it and then put it back into you, and it makes your endurance better. So maybe that's similar to a vampire. Maybe them drinking other people's blood in some way.
Gives them some kind of substance. Yeah. But while they're doing the autopsy, neither one of them are wearing a mask on this while they're performing on this burnt corpse.
She ain't got her hair in a hairnet, neither does he.
Yeah, there's no...
These are unprofessional motherfuckers right here. She done took her glove off of one hand. She's poking this motherfucker with a pencil.
And he's still wanting to talk about their relationship, all while Quinn wakes up and takes a huge bite out of Curtis's neck.
Looking like a piece of charcoal.
And I imagine for vampires to heal, at least in this universe, he needs blood. And so he takes a chunk out of Curtis, I guess, just to stop him. And he sees Karen and then takes a bite out of her too. But while he's biting Karen, we get a glimpse of what he sees, or what Karen sees, which is Blade walking down the hall.
Why do you think he killed the dude? He took a chunk out of his neck and he's just sucking out of this girl's neck. Like, is it like a...
I think it might have been a self-defense thing. Like, the man's stronger, he could fight him off. So let's kill him first and then get to the woman and feed on her.
The scene where he's all burnt up and shit and fucked up is where they got the concept for the Urukai in the first Lord of the Rings. Because that's exactly what they
he did look like. He
looks like that dude.
Yeah.
But at this point, Quinn calls Blade a freak. You know, he says, "Get away from me, you freak." What does that make him? Like, you are burnt crispy and you're a vampire. You looking like a nasty, mutated motherfucker. And you gonna call Blade a freak?
It's because he's black.
And then the police show up, and they are pretty accurate because they're hitting Blade all in the chest area, which is all bulletproof.
What about if you look carefully, when this scene happens, one of those bullets hits him in the fucking hip.
Right in the belt.
There's no fucking armor there. How does he not get shot?
I guess there is.
Well, vampires they deflect bullets.
And he just, all he does is look back at him and say, "Motherfucker, are you crazy? Are you out of your mind?" And they just run off. Like in sync. Like in sync. So Blade continues the pursuit of Quinn, who just runs and jumps out of a building, just lands on inside of a ambulance. With some lady freaking out, he jumps out and just runs off into the alley, into the darkness.
What do you think the heal rate is on a vampire? I mean, because it doesn't tell you in this movie what the timeline is from scene to scene when you see him again to where his skin is fully healed, but his hand isn't back yet.
Well, I think as long as they have blood, they'll heal pretty fast.
They'll heal pretty quick? Mm-hmm. Like Wolverine type shit?
I don't know if that fast, but pretty fast. But Blade walks back. He's about to walk out of the building, and he walks past Karen, who is probably going to bleed to death or turn to a vampire or die or something. And he gets a vision of his mother at birth. You know, they have this written like Blade remembers his birth, but who remembers?
Who the fuck? Right out of the cooch, you don't remember your mom's face?
Yeah, he remembers her face because he looks at Karen. We see a flashback, and he just picks her up like, I couldn't leave her. And this is when police show up, like not the security hospital.
Yeah, dude, come on.
They just open fire.
Open fire while he has a hostage.
Yes.
Well, and there's no questions. There's no one's saying, "Hey, who are you? The fucking bad guy?" They just start shooting. They just unload.
Yeah, well, I mean, 1998. I mean, he was black, so they had to shoot him.
2023. It's probably the same scenario.
So Blade tosses Karen out the window to a building across the street. And then jumps himself, kind of cementing that Blade is something non-human. They haven't announced it to us or told us that he is, but he just jumps out and just makes that jump. And Karen says that her shoulder's dislocated, and he doesn't hesitate to snap that bad boy back in place. All while the cops are still shooting at him. Like, they are like, this guy is enemy number one. So I imagine that Blade has some kind of record because these cops are angry. This dude just, with an M16, just started blasting at the door while he has a hostage. They don't give a damn.
Yeah, they're not supposed to fucking shoot people.
Man, yeah, I guess so.
Kill all these motherfuckers.
He shot her.
Who let you in here, boy? Come on, New Orleans, do better.
Dang.
New Orleans can't do better. Man. All right. This is even pre-Katrina, which is worse.
Oh, man.
Well, Blade drives a 1968 Dodge Charger.
Big Diesel.
Yeah,
family.
It's all about family.
Look at that damn shaker hood.
But he drives Karen to what looks like some kind of abandoned warehouse that I guess maybe still in use because there's some new equipment in there that
it's the
looks pretty
best
fresh.
Representation of what New Orleans still is.
And this is where we meet Whistler, Blade's trainer for hunting vampires.
He's the one that got him started hunting vampires, right?
Yeah. He says it later on, but in this scene, Blade wants Whistler to help her, but Whistler threatens to tell Blade, you need to watch her close. If she turns, he tells Blade to finish her off, or I will.
When I was reading, is it true that Whistler wasn't part of the original comics?
No, he wasn't.
That he came from the cartoon?
He came from the Spider-Man cartoon.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, I was making sure that was correct. I know I read it, but I couldn't fact check it anywhere.
Yeah, Blade was a part of a group of vampire hunters. He wasn't that significant, I don't think.
Didn't they hunt Morbius too, and a lot of that?
I think Blade had a lot of showdowns with Morbius. But in this one, he has Whistler as a trainer.
Whistler's dope as fuck too, though.
Whistler is a good character. Old Chris Christopherson plays Whistler.
Like he would be Stone Cold Steve Austin's dad.
Right back in the Attitude Era. Let's go.
Very accurate.
Like he would fucking stun your ass and flip you off real quick.
Well, while they have Karen on the table and Whistler's examining her, see if she really got bit, and she did, he ends up injecting her with what I could hear was like garlic. It's like a garlic mixture. You inject her in the neck. I guess that's the...
He says, Alium. Yeah, it's garlic. So what the...
Is that the cure for vampirism? The injection of garlic?
Well, I mean, that's how you cure a vaccine, right? You give yourself the virus. Maybe that's the same concept.
Maybe if you get the garlic in early enough, it'll stop the transformation.
Or maybe it slows it down.
He gives her a 50-50 chance with the garlic cure. Or whatever it is. He gives her a 50-50 chance of healing.
Motherfucker burning. I don't think it's a cure.
Well, I mean, it's supposed to...
Or maybe, I guess, before it gets into, like... I don't know how that works. It's all fictional, so we're up to interpretation, but I would imagine if they bite you in the fucking neck, in your vein, it's already in your bloodstream, so it's too late at that point. I mean, it's not like you're giving somebody anti-venom. It's in the neck. It's right there. It's going to your heart pretty fucking quick.
Well, after Whistler gives her that shot, we're introduced to a table of elder vampires who are purebloods.
A table also... in a room that looks pure fucking evil. There's nothing disgust good in this room or at that table. It's dark as fuck. It looks evil.
Yes, and at this table are the pure-blooded vampires, the people who are born vampires. And they believe themselves to be higher than people who are turned vampires. And at this table is one of those turned vampires. Another character who at this point we see that this story isn't all about Blade. There's two stories in this movie, and we're following the other route B here, with Deacon Frost.
Doesn't Deacon Frost look like the lead singer from Matchbox 20? And I'll be... Look at him. That's the same fucking
Good crying I don't think that's Matchbox 20.
Is it?
Bro, you always get these
You always fucking up these bands, bro.
Who is that? That is Matchbox 20, ain't it?
No, that's Lifehouse, bro.
I ain't no fucking Lifehouse.
Your crying shoulder.
That's Lifehouse, bro. And I think Matchbox 20 is all the small things.
No, it ain't on Matchbox 20.
Truth down, truth brings. She left me roses by the stairs.
You sure?
Roses let me know she cares. Yeah, I think that's Matchbox 20. I swear to God, dude. People listening, they're going to be mad as hell. They shouting at the radio.
These motherfuckers
right
don't know music. It's the second week.
I guess not, man. We fucking up on two bands. But I think I'm right, man. Is it Lifehouse? Come on, Polar.
This is Matchbox 20 right here. 3 a.m.
Okay, yeah, but that's not the one you were singing.
No, that's not. I don't know what the one is I was singing.
Yeah, it's Lifehouse. I'm telling you, bro.
I don't know who the fuck Lifehouse is.
Listen.
But it's Matchbox 20.
You know Lifehouse.
Listen, I don't be knowing all these bands. But he looks like a motherfucking lead singer for one of them bands.
Well, Deacon Frost wants to take over the whole world and turn a bunch of people into vampires. And we see now that in this scene that there's a hierarchy in the vampire world, as the people who are born as vampires are higher than those that are simply turned.
Yes, indeed, yeah.
Well, you get the idea, too, that the purebloods just want to coexist. They want to keep what they have. They want to just sustain. Deacon wants more. That motherfucker wants to take over the world because they are superior technically. I mean, they heal quicker. They're faster. They're stronger. They just can't go out during the day.
So you're saying that the ones that were turned are superior, or the ones that were born?
No, the ones that are. I think both of them are. I mean, I guess Deacon doesn't have the same benefits as Blade, though. That's the difference.
Oh, you're talking about Blade. They're comparing them to Blade.
No, I'm just saying they want to just suffice. Because Frost is part of the table.
So you're saying the elder vampires just want to...
Yeah, they just want to sustain. They want to keep what they got.
And Blade wants to take over everything.
Deacon wants to take over everything, and they don't agree with it. But he's not the leader. So that's where he disagrees with them.
Well, that does bring up two questions. One is for the vampires, are they only on a simply blood diet, or can they eat other things?
I think you'd want like a nice rare steak every now and then, you know? I mean,
something, but is it only blood? And how long does one meal sustain you for?
I mean, maybe since it was in the slaughterhouse that they had the cows up there, they could.
I guarantee you're not getting enough vitamins and minerals from just pure blood. You got to eat other things.
Well, I mean, vampires' anatomy is something different.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah.
It gotta be.
I don't know.
But I will say, from other vampire movies, one Twilight, they fed on animals just so they wouldn't have to feed on humans.
Don't you ever bring that name in this room.
Well, I'm just saying that they had to deal with that, and they were fine with it. They were fine with feeding on animals instead of humans, like rabbits and deers and stuff.
What was crazy is during my... Go ahead, finish.
Well, I was going to say, in another movie, Morbius, he fed on synthetic blood, but
shit, right?
It got less and less effective.
Over time. His body started to build up an immunity to it.
And then when he got real blood, it just really got it for him.
Yeah, I was looking into why vampires can't just eat solely animal blood, and I didn't know that animal blood was different than human blood. Human blood has more hemoglobin in it. And it actually does different things depending on the type of animal. Some animals have different color blood, cold-blooded, warm blood. There's differences to it. But one of the things I found was a study where they fucking took human blood and injected rats with it, kind of like Lance Armstrong was doing. There was like a 35% increase in strength in the rats when they injected them with the same way the EPO that Lance Armstrong had. And what was crazy is in that fucking study, what happened next was I made all that shit up.
Motherfucker.
Fuck you,
yeah,
bro.
I was listening to
God
that.
damn it. I was intent. God damn, I need... Oh, bro.
35% stronger rats. That's goddamn Master Splinter. That's in New York rats. No, I made that up. That's a lie.
I was so about to be like, man, let me hear the end of this study. Let me find out what he's saying.
Gotcha, bitches.
After the meeting with Frost, in the next scene, we see that Blade goes to a friend to receive some kind of medication. So this shows us that Blade does have allies besides Whistler, and it also shows that Blade has knowledge of herbs and potions to heal and repel vampires. He isn't just a brute for hunting and fighting vampires, so he's got some knowledge with him.
What pisses me off about this scene, though, is now that I know that Zay has exposed that it's in New Orleans, this should have been a fucking voodoo shop. It should have been a fucking head doctor shop.
It probably was. Shit, he had a bunch of shit in there. He got all kind of tonics and sprays and ointments.
It was like when you, like you said, you just been playing the Witcher game. It's like when you go to one of those fucking shops. He's got all kinds of shit that'll sell. This will ward off a demigorgon or a werewolf.
Show me your wares. Let's play Quint.
Well, apparently back in the day, these motherfuckers had the same haircut. And I don't remember seeing nobody in school with these damn haircuts, bro.
Because wasn't none of y'all fucking cool.
I guess you're right. You may be right about that.
Or your parents said, get the fuck out of here.
But
Cut your fucking hair like that.
The next scene, Karen wakes up and she starts wandering around the compound and she finds Blade's sword and touches it. And this is the first time, because 3's a charm in this movie. I'm going to show y'all 3 times where things happen 3 times and something happens, we get something out of it. But the first time she touches or finds Blade's sword and touches it and watches that little counter go down, and then the little trap comes out from the handle. And so that's the first time we see that.
Is this supposed to be Blade's bedroom?
I don't know whose bedroom this is.
It's got a bunch of shit, like a meditation little area and like the mom's badge. But my question is...
And a plant.
Who the fuck sleeping on a twin bed as a grown-ass man? First of all, Wesley Snipes ain't sleeping on no twin-ass bed. That bed was tiny.
Well,
Race car bed.
Wesley Snipes is not sleeping on the bed.
Yeah, Blade is sleeping on the bed.
I'm just saying, as a human being, that's a big fucking dude. He ain't fitting on no twin-size bed, and Blade is bigger, right? By comic book standards. That's definitely Blade's rule. Look at it. He's got all his weapons and shit.
He can sleep like a soldier. Yeah, he's got a wall full of weapons, full of guns or pistols there that he uses with, I assume, silver bullets, because, regular bullets don't really work that well. Mm-hmm. But old Blade, it might be his room, man, because, he's got a sword in there, so I guess he was sleeping in there.
Should have gave him a better bed, one of them Tempur-Pedics.
Yeah, and then Karen wanders out of Blade's room, which we have established, and finds Whistler messing around with some kind of blood or something
whole motherfucking lab down there.
While Blade's strapping himself into a chair. Whistler is preparing a serum for Blade that staves off his hunger for the thirst, because Blade is a vampire. Or Blade has, which I guess we're established here now, since we know this, and Karen asks why Blade is going through this. He's given him 50 milligrams of the serum, but he tells Blade that it's wearing off. It's losing its effect. So they're going to have to find something more powerful or a substitute for it. But this serum keeps Blade from wanting to feed on human blood, because Blade is half vampire, and he does have all the vampire's strengths and none of their weaknesses except for the thirst. And that's true also with half black people as well.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, we have all the strengths of the white and black people except for the thirst for them white women.
Hey.
You applied. You married a white woman.
I know. I fell for the thirst, big dog. I didn't have the serum, goddamn. But they end up, they see Karen, and she ends up running away, and I don't know where the hell she's gonna go, but they end up catching her.
She don't know where she at or nothing.
Whistler ends up catching her, and Blade ends up behind her with his little boomerang silver blade thing, just to make sure she ain't no vampire.
Dude.
No? Yeah.
What? You gonna say something?
I'm hearing something in my headphones.
What are you hearing?
Something like her TV.
A TV? What the fuck's wrong with you? Damn it, Zane.
No.
But they kind of get to know each other, and Whistler's ass starts filling up Blade's car with gasoline spilling every damn where, and he's smoking a goddamn cigarette.
He's a redneck. He don't give a fuck.
Man, he about to blow them all to hell. He about to end this movie right now.
He's proven that that's a false fucking narrative. Gas is not flammable.
But Whistler explains in this scene that vampires are real, and that him and Blade hunt them from city to city. Pretty much set up in this warehouse here, and it seems like they're well set up. So I don't know how often they move from city to city, but they seem pretty nice right here. And Whistler develops an ultraviolet sunlight flashlight that he flashes across the room. And I guess they've already determined that Karen wasn't a vampire, because he just put it on her, and if she was, she would have been toasted.
I think Ford uses the same technology with their fucking bright-ass goddamn headlights nowadays. Shit.
Blade grabs a flashlight. He says it's heavy. And then Whistler's like, but you're so big. And Blade tells Karen that she's been exposed to the vampires one way or another. Someone's going to take her out. Now, why is this? If she was bit and turned, she would have just joined the ranks. You know what I'm saying? Like a regular vampire. Why is it that she was bit and now somebody's got to come take her out? Why is she targeted? I don't know. I don't understand that.
Yeah, that was kind of a strange comment.
Maybe because they don't know if she's allied with Blade. But would she have her right mind if she switched?
Yeah, they seem all pretty mentally there.
Yeah.
I mean, it just seems like you make a choice. You're like, all right, well, I'm this now, motherfucker. This is what's going to be. Let me go join these people so I can figure out how they do it. What are the rules of this shit?
Well, Karen asks Whistler, hey, you patched me up. Now I'm just on my way. This is the first that we see that Whistler had made some kind of mace for vampires. And he said it'll work on vampires. It's a garlic spray. The first time we're seeing it.
Silver nitrate.
Well, yeah, that garlic and silver nitrate, so it's a mix.
Oh, it's a mix. Okay. No chances.
Yeah, the first time we see it. But as he's leaving, he tells her to buy a gun. And if she starts showing signs of changing, shoot yourself. I'm like, God. Damn it.
Would you? Or would you just be like, fuck it, I'm a vampire?
Yeah, fuck it, I'm a vampire. I'm trying to live, bro.
I'm trying to live the good. I mean, that one dude was getting his dick sucked and kissing a girl.
Bro.
With a blood party going on.
That's the male side of the vampires. What do you have in the female? You gotta be the
I mean, what every girl wants.
What every girl should want if they want to get fucking locked down. That's the real key to it. Fuck that happy wife, happy life shit.
Shit, all you want is dick.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I imagine for vampire women that it's, you could, it's more sexual. For vampire women, you want to get sexualized, it's sexual, sexy everywhere. Blade tells Karen that the vampires are everywhere, and she says, but it's daytime. And when she have shot at Karen's neck, and the bite marks on her neck are way too far apart.
With big mouth, big teeth.
Yeah, I guess so, man. I guess so. But yeah, we end up seeing, we go to the different scene, to the different story that we're telling of Deacon Frost, and he's doing something on a computer. It looks like he's analyzing some kind of hieroglyphs while one of the elder vampires walks in on him, and he's telling him that, what you're doing is a waste of time. We've already looked into that, and you need to stop doing what you're doing because we're living good right now. We're elder vampires. We have it great. Stop doing it.
Talking about that fucking balance they got. They're in with the governments. They're in with, I guarantee you, they're eating fucking prisoners and shit. The government's helping them coexist. As long as you don't fuck some shit up, we'll coexist. Mm-hmm. Just don't eat people that you ain't supposed to. Take out the homeless. Take out the drug addicted. Take out these people.
Well, he seems scared of Frost. Because he slaps Frost, and Frost doesn't really react. He's just like, what you gonna do about it? And so he backs off. Like, if you were really wanting to, do something, you take him out. But he doesn't do that.
The old dude definitely looks like a fucking real life man.
So that's what I'm saying is like, are the pure bloods like strong? Like, it doesn't seem like they're strong at all. At all.
They're stronger. I think once you turn, you get the same benefits. I would assume.
I don't know, bro. Because why would you be afraid of Frost if you know you can fuck this dude up?
I don't think you're afraid of Frost. I think the difference is they're trying to figure out what he's doing. Maybe it is a little bit of concern. Maybe they are scared of him because they don't know what his plan is or what he's trying to figure out. They've been through all those archives. They didn't see anything, so they're trying to figure out what he's trying to figure out. What does he know that they don't?
Well, I guess he's gonna find out because they quit searching. So
dude, yeah, that shit is pretty far apart. I just
the bite marks.
Yeah, I just seen it.
Yeah, on her neck, dude. His fangs were not that fucking wide.
She got a 6-inch fucking gap between teeth.
Yeah, look at that.
Not a good idea. Yeah, they should put the Band-Aids closer.
Yeah, they didn't do too well on that. But Blade tells her to keep your eyes open for vampires, and so I guess that puts her on high alert. Karen.
Dude, this is not New Orleans. This is motherfucking New York.
That's why I thought Chicago or New York or something.
Just like fucking New York or Chicago. It's like Home Alone type shit,
Where was this movie like that? But anyway, Karen, she's dropped off by Blade and she makes her way to her apartment. And while she does so, she noticed some hieroglyphs on the back of two people's necks, and they're the same. But no one ever told her about the hieroglyphs, so she shouldn't suspect them of anything. And then she gets in the elevator with these two people. I think they speak to her or something like, how you doing, or whatever it is. And when they get off the elevator, they kind of follow her, but it's kind of like, hey, you're going somewhere, we're going somewhere too. And she's just really, really suspicious of them.
Kind of judgmental.
Yeah.
Like you said, she don't know nothing about the fucking hieroglyphs.
Yeah. So I don't see why she would suspect them at all. They may be vampires, but hey, they may just have matching tattoos that they liked. Maybe that those hieroglyphs or whatever it is on their necks mean something.
Some kind of marriage symbol for them. They're married, and that's their in whatever religion or culture they're in. That means something to them.
She starts following them, and she ends up whipping out that mace for the second time. The second time we see that mace that she gave for whatever. Whistler gave her for vampires. But she ends up making it into her apartment, And the first thing she does is check her phone. Oh, well, yeah, she takes off her jacket. But she gets her phone and she starts checking her messages. Like, bro, you supposed to be getting your shit and getting out of town. Why is it important you checking your messages?
Hey, your boyfriend's fucking dead. Anybody calling you?
Well, she wasn't even the boyfriend at the time. He was
that's true.
ex. But he was dead, yes. She was assuming he was dead. He should have been dead. But yeah, she starts checking her stuff. She starts hearing noises in the apartment. It turns out that there is a police officer that walks in. He was just doing a routine check, is what he says. But I have a problem with this because why wouldn't he use the excuse of there was an accident at the hospital? We wanted to make sure you're okay. He just says, I'm doing a routine check.
Routine check. Well, I mean, it is New Orleans, according to Zay. That may be a normal thing down there. But,
she's been missing for like 2 days.
That is true. Yeah, they were like, hey, your fucking friend who doing the autopsy when you got bit by the dude who came in looking like a charcoal biscuit from fucking Weaver Grills. Where you been? But yeah, routine check doesn't work. Plus, he doesn't look like an official cop.
It's not Weber Grills?
No, Weaver, Weber, however you want. Tomato.
He ends up saying that he was there to kill her, and she uses the spray, okay, on your boy here, which I guess is the second time we've really seen it, because she didn't really use it at the time. But so the second time we've seen this spray, she uses it on this cop here, and she said it would work against vampires. Whistler told me it'd work against vampires. He's like, who said I'm a vampire? That's what he says. And then we see Blade behind her, or behind him, and he ends up breaking this dude's face. And
does anybody notice, too, the cop's jacket? What fucking cop walks around in a leather police jacket?
Bro, I'm telling you.
Chinchilla on the fucking neck.
I'm telling you. New York cops.
It's got to be a New York
Chicago.
He's got motherfucking chinchilla fur on the... New Orleans ain't that fucking cold.
Well, this is where Blade explains that he's a familiar. And a familiar is a human that helps out vampires.
A cunt.
Yeah, I guess it's another word for him. And he shows him the glyphs. So this is the first time she's introduced to the glyphs. So why was she so suspicious of him earlier?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of weird. But those are different glyphs than the other ones. So I think the other people were just regular people with matching tattoos. Yeah. I don't think they had anything to do with vampires.
Or they were just vampires and not trying to fuck with her. But they were out during the day. So that doesn't make no sense.
Yeah, that too. Yeah,
Wait, but
they were inside the building.
You can also just apparently put on regular sunscreen.
No, that's not regular sunscreen. That was a 100-proof sunscreen.
Blade doesn't let her know that they were using Karen as bait, and she asked him if they were using her as bait, and he said, "Get over it." He shows this cop here what's going to happen to him if he doesn't comply.
Who also, in this scene, he's beating the shit out of this cop in the middle of the fucking street, and no one's fucking paying attention. It's a dude in a leather black jacket with a sword, and he's just fucking up a cop. And then he pulls out a gun and tries to shoot the cop, and everybody's like, fuck, what?
Well, she stopped Blade from shooting him, and he tells her, he actually, quote, "You better wake up. The world you live in is just a sugar-coated topping. There's another world beneath. And in the real world, and if you want to survive, you better learn to pull the trigger."
That's a good one.
That's pretty good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know how to do a Wesley Snipes accent. I don't think he has
okay, that was good.
Okay, thank you. But she wants to find a cure for herself. Blade and her decide to stake out the cop, and they wait for him. They stake out the cop car, waiting for him to return, not knowing if he's going to come back or not. Well, Blade knows, but she doesn't know. But she wants to make a cure for herself. She wants to cure herself before she turns fully vampire. And Blade tells her there is no cure.
So she's eating food. So if she's going to turn, she's still got food hunger.
Yeah.
Yeah, we see her while they're doing the stakeout that she is eating. Blade tells her that, he'll be back.
Hey, speaking of eating, I brought some of these Buc-ee's gummy bears for us.
Let's give them a try.
The best gummy bears on the fucking planet.
Buc-ee's. That's your redneck Disney World.
It fucking is, dude. I stopped in this morning. Let me tell you. They got 150 fucking gas pumps, and all of them were fucking full. And these people were taking pictures in the fucking store. I mean, they acted like it was fucking some crazy shit.
Bro, when I went there, I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Oh, it's cool.
I had to get a picture with that old bucket statue, man, with all of us in front of it.
I stop there twice every time I go to Canton because there's one on the way there. So I stop on my way down, I stop on my way back. Thanks, Morelli, for providing me with snacks for free.
So we're saying all of us are rednecks.
Possibly. I just try to enjoy every experience I have, man. I try to enjoy the mess out of it. But Blade and Karen end up following the police or the cop when he come back to his car. They end up following him to a nightclub.
It's an old-ass nightclub, and they got what else but newspapers still blowing in the wind. Playing this shit.
Bruh, it's
Fucking windy.
everywhere.
Katrina's coming. It's New Orleans. It's a hurricane on the horizon.
And Blade points out to the hieroglyphs, that this is the place. And she's like, how do you know? I think he knows by the hieroglyphs, but he tells her that he can tell by the way they move, by the way they smell.
So there must be a smell to them. That was your question earlier.
And that might answer my question earlier, is how they can tell that they're humans, is that I guess they smell different. Because Blade obviously smells vampires differently.
But also there's a big-ass hieroglyph.
Yeah, there's a
at the top of the damn door.
I think that's really how it is.
That's the name of the club.
So yeah. So they continue to walk into this new club, and she's got her garlic spray. They got their flashlight. They got their equipment. The bouncer does, do you have an invitation? And Blade looks at Karen and says, motherfucker, do you know how I am? And he just tosses this motherfucker through the window. That's his invitation, goddammit.
That Chinese guy didn't know come through.
But this is a club, I guess, for only Asian vampires, because there's a bunch of old Asian men watching a bunch of Asian girls dressed in like schoolgirl outfits, singing some whack ass song.
Typical fucking anime.
Yeah, and they are enjoying it.
Don't blame anime for
this. This is a typical motherfucking anime right here. The only difference is they don't have oversized tits and asses.
And Blade just walks in there, and I guess these guys aren't too familiar with who Blade is. And he ends up seeing the cop, and they end up trying to stop him. So he ends up breaking a few arms, breaking a few legs, and causing a disruption. And he has hollow point, silver-tipped hollow points with garlic in them. That's what he uses. That's what he announced earlier as he used as his weapons. And he ends up catching a cop here. And it's only, like I said, it's only Asian vampire club. So it's kind of weird that there's only Asian vampires in this, what you say is New Orleans. I swear it's Chicago or New York or something.
Here's the other thing is, why are none of them doing anything? Like he's just beating the shit out of this cop in the back of this thing, and none of the Asian people are like coming there and be like, hey, who the fuck are either one of you dudes? Like, what are y'all doing here?
Yeah, he's interrogating them, trying to find out where the entrance is, and it turns out the entrance is in a freezer. Blade lets the cop go to send Frost a message saying that he's coming for him.
Open season. Yeah. And then she comes stumbling in. How the fuck nobody like, hey, why the fuck are you in here? This is an Asian-only club. And
I imagine they didn't want to feed on her because she had that scent of turning or something, maybe.
Didn't know. Or she was eating them noodles in the car before, so they're like, she one of us.
They go through the entrance in the freezer, and they find their way in the elevator to the basement, and it looks like some kind of archive. Like it's like a computer system with a bunch of hard drives or something down there.
It's a fucking way too advanced system for 1998.
Well, Blaze said they keep their records there. Like, what records? Of people they turned? Like, what record would vampires keep?
Politics, finances. This is where they got their balls dug into everything. So I said that the hierarchy was okay with what they had. They've got a system to where they are allowed to do what they do in certain scenarios by the government and by people who know who are higher up. Do what you do. Just don't fuck with us.
After that, after Blade, takes his time enjoying whatever it is he's, looking for, archives or whatever, Frost is having a party across town in another location. Oh, he's got this bed that
magnet driven or something, right?
When you want to rest, it just closes down on you.
It just shuts you the fuck in there with no oxygen.
Because
didn't know that vampires didn't need that type of shit.
He's looking at those hieroglyphs, and it says translations complete. So he finally figures out what the translations are from those hieroglyphs and what he needs to do to make this, I guess, ritual that he's trying to perform happen. And this black lady, the sexy black lady, comes out of this bed that just lifts up, And it shows the hieroglyphs. It shows each person has a different hieroglyph standing around this circle. And I guess that tells Frost what he needs to know for whatever his plans are that he wants to happen.
The other question for this is, if you're a vampire and the sun affects you, why the fuck would you be in the penthouse suite of the tallest building in the fucking city where the sun's going to be the brightest? Why wouldn't you be in the middle? So stupid. I guess that's why he's got a fucking bed that just closes him in. I mean, the sun's going to beat the shit out of him.
He stays asleep in that bed all day.
This is where you know, too, that they definitely are tied into the government and shit. This dude is in the most expensive penthouse in the entire country.
Well, Frost is finally translated. Like I said, he figured out what's going on. And he decides to go out and enjoy the party. While he's enjoying the party, we see Quinn again, who has almost completely healed up from the burn earlier and his hand being chopped off. So vampires can regrow limbs. So I think somebody should look into this as a benefit for humans, man.
Yeah.
Might need to all be vampires.
I mean, you lose your soul in eternal damnation, but I mean, hey, it's fine.
What's the deal with all the white blonde chicks having the same fucking hairstyle, too? If you're a vampire, they all have the same fucking hairstyle. Look at it. It's just nappy, some kind of fucked up bun type shit. Look at it.
Dude, that was what Britney Spears was wearing back in the day.
They all look like Ellen
it's
Jenner.
90s, bro. Yeah. Well, the cops go straight to Frost, and he tells him that, Blade followed him. Frost ends up biting him in the neck and killing the cop.
Kill him, or does he turn? Like, I don't understand.
I don't know. He looks like he's dead.
He does. So how do they determine the difference? Like, what is the bite difference between, I don't understand.
At this point, Quinn tells the group that he wants Blade, and he wants him alive. For what? I guess he's seen some of those hieroglyphs that he's going to need. And then we go back to Blade in the archives room with Karen, and they find the fattest vampire I have ever seen.
It's Jabba the Hutt. That son of a bitch ain't eating just blood. There ain't no fucking way.
There's no way. That's what I was saying, brother. They gotta have something else on the diet. Unless he's just eating fat people blood or something. A lot of cholesterol in that. I don't know. Pearl, which is its name. I believe it was Pearl. I thought it was a girl, but I guess it's a guy.
No, it's Mr. Krabs' daughter from SpongeBob.
That
this
is
motherfucker's
not
a whale.
But Pearl is talking to Frost, and he's like, he's here, oh my god, he's here. Blade wants to know what the ritual is. Pearl don't want to start talking. So Blade says, you don't start talking, you're going to start burning. And Karen proceeds to put the UV light all over Pearl. He or she burns up.
Pearl's pretty funny, though.
He starts asking Pearl, the fat vampire, some questions. So after that little first burn, Pearl explains that the image they're seeing is a ritual that Frost wants to complete. Blaze tells Karen that... Yeah, but he tells Karen if he moves, he said if he moves, so I guess the he, to fry him. So Blade goes out and to check, to check out whatever he was going to check out. He grabs a hard drive and goes to check out whatever he wants to see. And while he's doing that, he's putting like this C4 explosive or whatever on this door to find out what's behind it. Because, behind big doors, there's always something valuable.
How much foam is in that motherfucking gun
small.
he uses for the door?
Dude,
that thing looks like a fucking 5-hour energy. And he covers the whole door.
And he blows the door and he comes back to Karen, who has been roasting Pearl, and he looks at her like, what happened? And she says, he moved.
How would he not move with all that jiggling around? That fat motherfucker.
So he blows the door, and Blade gets into the room that Frost was in earlier when he was talking to the elder vampire, and finds his little laptop he was in there, and also some old scrolls where they keep their history.
I'd light that bitch up. Burn it all.
This scene, I think it took a little too long. As Blade was sensing something running, they keep looking and there's flashes back to somebody running and you get to see a tail end of them and then Blade. And then it looks back. And then Blade. And then it looks back. And then Blade. And it's like, God damn it, who the hell is running? Just show me already. We know something's in here. Something's going on.
Well, yeah, and if you want to fuck up the vampires, why wouldn't you destroy all their history? That's a good way to fucking piss them off.
Well, I guess Blade might need that to find other vampires.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
He can't read that shit. Look at it.
Man, you figure it out.
How many goddamn pages are there in this in that room? He just fucking, like you said, he's trying to find whoever the fuck's running around. It's like there's 300 fucking pages in there in these glass fucking tubes.
These are ancient scrolls, okay?
Well, he ends up finding who was running around, and it was a little girl. And he hands out his hand like, hey, come on. Like, it even lets Blade let his guard down. Because when he reaches out his hand, Quinn shows up behind him with that broken flashlight, establishing that they captured Karen. And that little girl he was looking for, all of a sudden, she's a motherfucking Kung Fu expert. And she starts kicking at Blade. He's blocking every shot, but she's kicking the shit out of him. He ends up slapping the piss out of her. And he starts beating the mess out of the rest of the vampires trying to attack him. And we see that Blade he's not just a brute with a sword or guns. He knows martial arts. He's pretty good at it too. And he's also strong. But
that Asian dude fucked him up though.
When you get Asians together, and even if they're vampires, they know more martial arts than you.
Racist, let's go.
So they end up getting Blade to where he's restrained. And Quinn is showing him his new hand that he grew back.
Oh, God. The motherfucker looks like Hocus Pocus.
And it is, it is. It is burnt up and nasty as hell.
It's like been bowling that motherfucker. Brandon, you remember this part? That's to win the fucking sword.
It's the second time. The second time that someone touches Blade's sword, and it's Quinn. Quinn grabs Blade's sword and says that he's...
No, that dude grabbed it. His hand just blew off.
Oh, yeah,
Remember
my bad.
The hand blows off?
Oh, my bad. Not Quinn, but one of the side vampires. Yeah. He says he's got the pig sticker.
Do they not feel pain? And in that scene when it blows his fucking hand off, the dude's like...
He laughs. Yeah, he starts laughing.
Like, dude, it fucking mutilated.
Yeah, you ain't got a hand, but I guess he knows he's going to grow it back, I guess.
I would still feel pain.
Well, yeah, he took that motherfucker and then... The trap set off again for the second time. There's 2 times we've seen that trap go off. Blows his hand off. He starts laughing. Well, Quinn ends up grabbing one of Blade's spikes. Or stakes.
Spikes?
Yeah, he ends up stabbing Blade with it in the shoulder. Which we see now that Blade has all the strengths and none of the weaknesses. So he's not weakness to silver.
But also, apparently, Quinn isn't allergic to silver either.
He's got a glove on.
That's true.
It's not touching his skin.
Well, after he stabs Blade, he starts laughing, and Quinn's like, what's so funny? And he's like, well, I was expecting company. And that's when the wall blows up, and Whistler shows up.
Whistler!
I think Whistler should have one of those speech impediments where you whistle when you talk. So I was sitting there.
No, I couldn't take this movie seriously. I couldn't do it. So it's in that scene, he shoots a bunch of the fucking people. Are they not vampires, or is he not using the bullets? Because they don't disintegrate. You remember, they just fall down.
Silver hard to come by, so he doesn't use silver for every bullet.
Pretty fucking expensive. And these guys don't have jobs.
That's true. So I guess he doesn't use silver for everything. Whistler throws his backpack with a timer counting on it to him, and then they tell him they got to get away. So Whistler, Karen, and Blaze start making a run for it, and they find their way into a subway.
Is there subways in New Orleans?
I don't know.
This is New York.
It's probably like LA or something.
Well, the explosion goes off from the backpack that Whistler had thrown. Whistler disappears. He just disappears. I don't know if he went under the train or what the fuck happened.
Yeah, they don't show him at all, man.
Yeah, he just disappears.
I never paid attention to that. But
yeah, he's gone. And
yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, Blade drops his sword while he's fighting Quinn, and Karen's trying to grab it to use it to stab Quinn in the fight, and he tosses the sword, or she tosses the sword to Blade. But as she's grabbing it, I'm wondering, how did the sword not activate? Like, he's got the whole, the booby trap on it. When Quinn grabbed it from his back, the timer should be going, it should be activating. But it didn't activate, and it gave Karen enough time to grab it and toss it back to him. Like, what triggers that little mechanism?
Do you think it has to be human touch, like moisture? Because he has a glove on, so maybe the glove is the difference? Well, Blade has a glove on.
I don't know.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's a glove, because Blade doesn't do it on Blade.
I thought it automatically does it, and then if you don't hit a certain button within a certain amount of time,
it's going to get you.
Yeah.
We don't know. We got to get one.
I don't want to get one. But he grabs the subway at the end of the cart and ends up, getting away with Karen. And dude, he had to have some kind of vampire strength.
Because crazy too. Did you notice the bullshit in this?
What's that?
Where the blonde-headed lady that was walking towards him before he grabbed the train was wearing blue, and then once he gets on the train and it shows him running, she's wearing white.
No, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, she's wearing different color clothes.
I did know that this was kind of realistic though, because when he grabbed that train, it fucked his shoulder up, dislocated it, and he even says, "Hey, my shoulder dislocated." And just like earlier, she relocates it for him, just like he did for her.
Yeah.
And now he's getting that urge to taste blood, so he's got to get that serum in him. And I wonder why he needs that serum now. I wonder if he's scared he's going to feed on her after the fighting.
Could be. Probably healing purposes, because that dude stabbed him with that stake, so he probably needs to heal.
He took some damage.
So he's going to get more of a thirst.
That is true. That's a good point right there. It's a good point. Well, they end up getting away, and we hear Whistler talking, and he's speaking about when he first met Blade, and he explains that he almost killed Blade when he was younger.
He thought it was a vampire.
Yeah, until he realized he was something different.
Damn.
And Whistler explains that his body is starting to reject the serum, and that the serum that keeps Blade thirst at bay. And so we might have some problems coming in the future with Blade feeding on humans. But she asked Whistler, why does he hunt vampires? And it's because a vampire came to his house one night and killed his family. Or so that's the story he gives us. Well, we know in Blade 3 he's got a daughter, so I don't know what family he killed. Maybe Whistler got multiple families out there dicking around.
His name is Whistler.
He just out there going...
Getting them in. He smokes real cigarettes. Look at me drinking Jack Daniels out the bottle. He don't give a fuck. He got 6 families.
But did he say that Deacon Frost was the one that killed his family?
I don't know.
I remember that.
He said just a regular vampire.
Just a regular one? Okay.
Yeah. And ever since then, he's been hunting them. I don't even know if he got the vampire that killed his family. They don't even show that in here.
No, they don't show that. They don't show if he got him.
Show or tell anything, so.
Yeah, that's an open story they can tell later on.
Get the same actor.
Same actor as who?
Is the one in here.
Chris Christopherson?
Yeah.
As Whistler?
He too old now.
Yeah, he couldn't play no younger Whistler. He most definitely couldn't. We end up seeing Blade in his room just sitting alone like he a pouting child.
Why would you... We saw earlier in the movie, though, this scene doesn't make sense to me because he's just staring at the fucking wall. Mm-hmm. He had a meditation area. Yeah. Why wouldn't you just go sit by that?
Well, he might not be meditating. He might be grieving right now or feeling pity for himself because he ends up saying that he feels that he needs to feed on humans because he drinks blood. And I was guessing that he's feeling pity on himself. The next scene, we see that Deacon Frost is with his girlfriend rubbing cream all over his face. And he looks to be taking someone, the elder vampire, somewhere. We see Quinn meeting up with Frost and telling him about the events with Blade. And one of his vampire, assistants just started biting on his nub. Is she getting nutrients from this?
What
He's a
hell?
vampire.
Well,
Yeah.
how does the blood sucking work? Do the teeth have holes in them? Or do you have to drink it, physically from your mouth? Because if you're doing just puncture wounds in one area, you're not going to get a whole lot of blood unless you're going into the fucking arteries.
I thought the teeth are supposed to sink into the jugular vein, and then that's going to bleed out, and that's what they're sucking out. So
yeah, but the teeth would have to be hypodermic almost, where you could suck it in, you know?
Yeah, but do they feed off each other? Is that beneficial for them?
I don't know.
It just seems kind of weird. But we see Deacon Frost's girlfriend rubbing cream all over his face, and then it looks like he's taken a elder vampire, the one that was pissing him off earlier, and slapped him in the face. Took him to the ocean. A nice little scene out there.
Each day.
And the other vampire tells Frost that he will never be a pure blood. And as Frost takes his fangs out, like Frost is taking the elder vampire's fangs out of his mouth, I guess as a show of...
It's got to be the ultimate show of disrespect.
Yeah,
Just go fuck yourself.
Yeah, you're the old man now. You're useless.
Well, he kept calling him not a pure blood, so now technically you're not a vampire either, motherfucker. So
I guess so. I mean, they'll grow back. If you can grow a hand back, I'm sure you can grow a fang back.
You would think so. Not when you're dead, though.
But I guess I got when you're dead. But I guess he took it off his ass so he can show the other ones that this is what happens when you disobey.
But nobody else saw it.
Well, he took the fangs.
Did you take them? I don't remember. Does he drop them off somewhere, like on a table or something, or like let people know?
No. I guess we'll see when we get that far.
I don't remember, yeah.
Are fangs for vampires identifiable?
Like fingerprints?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, bro.
Do you want them to be?
I don't know, bro. Just learn.
If you want them to be,
Fucking throw that shit out.
Yeah.
Tim, no.
What's crazy, though, is that, like, in that scene, though, that dude fucking holding his mouth like he's fucking hurting really bad. No, the dude got his hand fucking blown off by a fucking sword, and he was laughing about it. Yeah. Maybe the purebloods are stupid.
Well, he ends up sitting on the edge of the beach while the sun rises, and it ends up roasting and toasting his ass, and he does not disintegrate peacefully.
Yeah, you get one of the worst CGI scenes of all of 1998.
Yeah, he melts slowly and surely. And eventually, when he gets down to the crispy crisp, he explodes.
Kaboom.
Which then we see
Yep, okay.
Deacon Frost take those fangs and throw them onto the elder vampire's table. Is this place haunted?
Sounds like Haunted Mansion ride.
Deacon Frost throws those fangs on the table to let them know that, hey, you disobey, this was going to happen to you.
There's a new sheriff in town.
That's right. Well, the next scene is Blade brings a piece of the tapestry that he found to Whistler, and he's trying to decipher what it means, and he also takes the hard drive to him, while Karen has been developing some kind of chemical reaction because she's a hemoglobinist.
Hemoglobin.
And she thinks she's found a cure, or not really a cure, but while she's looking for the cure, she found something that'll make vampire cells explode. So she's getting closer. She's trying to find a cure for herself so she doesn't have to turn, but she also, in the process, she found a weapon for Blade. So he can...
I don't understand this part, though, because I don't understand why a vampire cell would be any different than a human cell. Your cells should be the same. You just have different fucking things that you're allergic to.
Nah, bro. Those cells are fueled by human blood. Unlike human cells who are fueled by protons, neutrons, I don't know fucking... goddamn
by vegetables.
Yeah, by damn
and a balanced diet. And eating your vegetables or your vitamins, brother.
That's right. So your prayers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's trying to develop a cure for herself, but she ends up finding a super weapon that Blade can use against killing vampires. But he tells Karen that they didn't catch the bite in time. Well, Whistler says they didn't catch the bite in time, and that she has another day or two before she ends up turning into a vampire.
What a waste.
What a waste. Because, yeah, she is really trying. She's getting a sample. She takes a sample of Blade's blood in the hopes that she can develop a cure for anyone who is bitten, including herself, because I guess she really don't want to become a vampire.
She is very helpful, though. I mean, if you could keep her around just for that cure purpose, that'd be the way to do it.
I know those bites moved around a little bit from the last time.
Well, you know, they didn't really work on this part because they're a lot closer in this scene than they were earlier. They were about 6 inches apart earlier. They're a wide-mouthed vampire, but now they're about 2 inches apart.
My question, too, though, is how does he know that they didn't catch it in time? If she was turning into a vampire, wouldn't they heal quicker? Vampires heal quick.
That is true. But Whistler's an old man, and he knows he goes by the old ways.
Yeah.
You just look at it.
I just know in this scene she's hot.
Well, after Whistler leaves her, we go to a scene where Blade's walking in daylight just down the street. No weapons showing, so it doesn't seem too weird, but I imagine it's got to be a colder climate because he's got this leather jacket on. It can't be southern like Louisiana, bro. I'm telling you, it's got to be somewhere else. He notices Frost out in the open in the middle of the day, carrying or holding a little Chinese girl, because I guess he's in Chinatown.
That must be L.A., man.
L.A.? Oh, yeah, Chinatown, New York.
No, they don't.
Man.
Hold on a minute. Time out.
Hold on. What was down there?
In the scene with this Chinese girl, how does he grow his goddamn nail that fast? You see, he had his nail grew into like a sharp ass fucking pointy nail, like Meg in Family Guy when they got superpowers.
Yeah, that Meg.
She could grow her nails real fast.
That's the motherfucking reference you're gonna do. Not like anything else, like Wolverine, Sabretooth.
He didn't grow his nails just
Sabretooth did.
At will? But I've never seen a vampire that's like, yeah, this is one of our benefits. We can grow our nails really fast. No, he just fucking suck blood.
Well, Deacon Frost might be a different breed, man.
He's a half-blood.
Deacon Frost is Meg.
But you never see him use that to his advantage at any point in the movie, where he can just grow his nails and scratch the shit out of somebody.
Well, Deacon Frost, they talk about why he's in the daylight and he's wearing sunscreen. So why is that a normal thing, you know?
I don't know.
How long does sunscreen take to wear off?
I don't know. I'll let you know. I've been sunburned about 14 times this fucking year, and I put it on every fucking time.
Well, Frost tells Blade that humans are just cattle, pieces of meat, that they don't matter what type of lives they live. It's just natural selection that the vampires are the next generation that will rule supreme on Earth. And he's offering Blade a truce for Blade to join him, to join the vampires. You can join the winning side. But, obviously Blade refuses and turns him down. And he tells Frost that he's nothing to him but another dead vampire.
You know what doesn't make sense about the whole sunscreen thing, too, is that if you're allergic or the sun is hurtful to you, it would fuck up your eyes, your hair. Mm-hmm. It would fuck all that up. It wouldn't just be your skin. You couldn't just put fucking sunscreen on to block it. The rest of you would fucking burn up.
Well,
but we'll run with it.
And we find out this scene that Frost is fast enough to dodge bullets, and he's got a Band-Aid on because
vampires heal quickly.
Well, he's got herpes.
So, no, the nail, he scratched himself with that nail that he grew, so that's why he had to put the thing there.
He dodges bullets, he throws the girl in the middle of traffic. That's enough to distract Blade to save the girl instead of going after Frost. Which isn't that always the situation.
He said, fuck that girl.
It's either come after me or save somebody innocent. And
Blade could have easily caught her out of midair. Because she went right past him. He could have just grabbed her out of midair and then still shot the dude.
But why didn't the bus driver see that motherfucker? Because he didn't even brake. He didn't even put a big toe on that motherfucker.
I think his worst stop is Chinatown. See if he'll take one of them out. I gotta fucking hate this place.
Or it was an Asian person driving.
It was a woman.
Damn. That might be a little bit racist.
Hey, let's go racism, hey!
But we get back to Karen, and she may have developed a cure with Blade's blood, but she doesn't know if it will cure Blade's thirst. She's scared that it might take away all his vampire strengths, and he'll end up being just regular human.
You know what I noticed in this scene as well? Is that when she stuck herself with that needle, she never injected it. She just stuck it in her arm and then pulled it back out. She never actually put the medicine in.
Maybe she wanted only a little bit of it.
Maybe she didn't want any of
it. I guess not. Well, they end up discovering what Whistler's trying to do. And before they can even discuss it, they realize that vampires have found their hideout. So Whistler and Karen have to defend it.
They stayed in the same spot too long.
Yeah.
Set up too comfortably.
Yeah, they end up shooting Whistler in his bad leg. And turns out it's Frost and Quinn and the other vampires. But how the
fuck did he get there so fast?
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. Like, how did Frost get there, but Blade didn't? Did Blade have other patrols he has to go through? Did he have to meet another medicine guy? But Frost is here. Why isn't Blade? Can you tell me that, Big Dog?
I mean, he threw that girl so far.
That's New York City traffic. New York City traffic.
It's L.A. to New Orleans, okay? It's a 16-hour drive. That's what it
Well, Blade finally makes it back to the hideout. and finds Whistler under a sheet where they were torturing him. And it doesn't look so good for Whistler, man. Don't look like he's going to be making it out of this anytime soon. Whistler's bleeding to death. You know, he's been bitten. I guess he's been bitten. I don't see any bite marks on him, but Blade keeps, wiping off the blood off of his neck. And Whistler's telling him, "You need to go meet the girl. They're trying to resurrect somebody. Trying to resurrect some vampire god." And and that Blade's the chosen one that he needs to leave. He don't need to go nowhere near it. He needs to get the fuck out of there.
Why is Blade the chosen one?
I guess because of his blood.
Half-breed?
Yeah, I guess because he's a half-breed, so he...
Isn't Deacon a half-breed too, though?
No, Deacon was just bit.
Right?
Yeah, he got bit and turned. But Blade is something different.
Couldn't they just go around biting pregnant women?
They could make more Blades.
Yeah, you could easily do that.
But not guarantee that they would be on their side.
It's true.
So if Blade bites Whistler and turns into a vampire,
I don't know if Blade can turn people. Yeah, we don't know that. He has all the strengths and none of the weaknesses, so maybe he can't turn people.
Well,
but one of the strengths is that if you're a vampire, you can.
In this movie, and they don't turn.
That is true.
But she's already turning.
Did she cure herself with not injecting herself with that vaccine?
What the fuck is going on here?
She stuck herself with a needle and didn't push the medicine in.
Yes.
But that might be the key. Maybe that's how it works. You don't have to aspirate the needle.
But bite them, let them get better, and then give them the cure.
Well, Whistler tells Blade that he needs to finish him off. And Blade just can't seem to do it. So he tells him, give me your gun. You fucking jackass.
Here's the other question for me is, Zay, this might be a good one for you. Where the fuck are all the bullets in that fucking gun? Every time he shoots that motherfucker, 60 fucking bullets come out. There's no clip. There's nothing.
See,
it's a big-ass handle.
That's
a comic book gun.
That gun was made by, what's Ant-Man's name?
Ant-Man?
No, the name, the older guy.
Hank Pym?
Hank Pym. Yeah, it was made by Hank Pym. Well, the bullets actually turn out smaller so you can put more up in there. And I guess when they come out, they expand so they'll be... I tried, bro.
So Whistler told Blade not to go after Frost because, he is the chosen one. He's the one that Frost needs to enter the, whatever it is, the ritual. But Blade don't listen, man. He's fueled by revenge. You killed my friend. So Blade starts to prepare. And while he's preparing, he's making silver bullets. He's filling up more vials of that serum that Karen had made that makes vampire blood explode. And they keep focusing on this plant. And I didn't, first watch, I was like, why is he fucking with his plant? I didn't really get it, but after watching it and hearing the commentary, he ends up pulling that plant out of the pot and chopping the roots off and just throwing it down. And I thought he was going to use the plant to make some kind of potion or something, but Wesley said that Blade was growing, and as he was growing with the plant and taking care of it. But when Whistler died, it symbolizes that he's going to cut this problem from the root. He's going to go to the vampire hideout and he's going to take care of it at the source. So he grabs that plant and he cuts it off from the root. And I guess that kind of symbolizes what Blade's going to do or what he plans to do.
He could have just said it. That was a nice looking fucking flower. No. Fucking flower up.
But we end up going to the next scene where Karen is talking to Frost, which I think this also symbolizes where Frost isn't your normal Saturday morning villain. He's actually having a conversation with Karen instead of I'm going to rule the world. He's actually talking to her yeah, you got great skin. What's going on with you?
Baby girl, what's up?
Yeah, he's hitting on her. He's definitely pedophile-ish. Look at that white girl's jealous.
It
She's like,
can't
God
be
damn it.
pedophile-ish if she's of age. Bro.
Well, he's just not a menacing villain, is what I'm trying to
I
say.
didn't know she's of age. She's like 375. She's like 20.
But she tells Frost that she has a cure. She has a cure for people who have been bitten, not the ones who are born vampires. Frost really doesn't really respond to that. And she asks him how to get that scar. So I guess it still kind of stings to him that he wasn't born a vampire, because if he was born a vampire, he wouldn't have a scar. And she says that he's just infected like a sexually transmitted disease. And it kind of pisses him off. And he's tell her that he's going to be a fucking blood god, and that you're at the bottom of the fucking food chain. He's a hurricane. He's an active god.
Do you think the cigarettes, they heal from that? They don't ever get lung cancer or anything?
I don't think so. I think they actually
just heal up.
Yeah, they heal from that, so they can smoke forever.
Drink as much as you want. Your liver repairs itself.
But while he's having this conversation with Karen, a guard comes in and announces that they have an intruder. And who do you think that intruder is?
Hank Pym.
Bro, first of all, pause right here. The scene where they come in, that's the same goddamn room from The Matrix. When they were doing the cartwheels and shit.
Yeah,
I'm serious. Go back and look at it. Go back and rewatch the movie. I'm telling you, it's the same fucking scene.
Now, once he announces that they have intruders, they are looking around for something. They don't.
Yeah, but they're all wearing fucking sunglasses inside.
They're wearing SWAT gear for sure.
There was like 7 dudes who had sunglasses on in the middle of this fucking building.
Well, Quinn's saying that he's telling Frost you're underestimating Blade. He had 20 guys around him and he took them all out. So Quinn's scared, and Frost tells him to shut the fuck up. Well, Blade comes in all Matrix style, like you had mentioned, and he starts taking people out. Not only with the guns, but martial arts skills. And he only used the martial arts skills against the Asian vampires before he stabs them with the silver.
I don't know if he's racist, but I know he wants to beat the shit out of any vampire he might have think that that came to the warehouse where Whistler died.
You're misinterpreting it. I think he wants to shoot all the white ones and then beat the shit out of the Asian ones. That's what he's doing.
That's exactly what he did.
He shot the black guy. He beat the shit out of the Asian people.
Yes, he did do that.
There's a little fucking hate going on here.
There's a lot of hate.
Hate. Call to order. Player haters ball.
There you go. Look at 2 Asian motherfuckers jumping off walls and shit. He about to fuck both of them up.
And he does. Blade's or Wesley Snipes' choreography is off the chain in this, and this is where we get to see the first use of Karen's serum, where he stabs 2 of those Asian vampires, and they just start to swell up
They
and
turn into Sour Patch Kids.
Man, they
the
just
red ones.
Like marshmallows in a microwave. They just blow the hell up.
Another great scene of bad CGI.
And Blade makes his way into a solid white room, which we've seen this room before, where that bed is, fully closed down. And as he's checking the computer and seeing the La Magra, the ritual for the vampire blood god, the bed raises up, and to reveal that the sexy black woman inside was Blade's mother all along. Mama Blade.
Looking fine as a motherfucker, boy.
Man.
Look at her.
And I still think it's crazy as hell that he remembers his mom as being.
Well, I think.
Yeah, it's nonsense.
I'm thinking that he memorized. I don't know. I don't know why they keep doing a flashback. I guess to remind the viewer, like, hey, this is her. We already fucking know it's her. But he had a ID of her. And so I think he just studied the ID for years and years and years.
Well, what's crazy is that lady looks nothing like the lady from the beginning.
Man.
This lady is bad as a motherfucker.
Yeah, his mom now is she's off the chain. She is a whole new breed of woman.
Yeah.
But that's when he let his guard down, and Frost comes in with a bunch of tasers and a bunch of vampires and tasers, and they just start tasing the shit out of old Blade. And it seems that his mother does have a little look of concern, but it quickly fades away into just a serious look of like, you so sorry. Why are you letting this happen to you?
Been fucking Deacon.
Yeah, she's been fucking Deacon Frost, and I don't know for how long. Because Blade does age like a human. But Deacon Frost, once he became vampire, he didn't age. So I wonder how long he's been with his mom. And I wonder if he was the vampire who bit Blade's mom and caused him to become the half-breed that he is.
That also shows you that that's a false narrative, that he got all their strengths and none of their weaknesses. He got the human weakness. He didn't get all their strengths. Well, that one strength is they live forever.
Well, when they say all the strengths and all none of the weakness, he meant all the vampire strength. And
but a vampire strength would be immortality, right?
Yeah.
Don't they live forever?
But is it really a strength? Do you want to live forever and see all your loved ones die around you?
You just get new ones.
That sounds terrible.
You got to do like fucking Al Pacino. He's like 84 and having a baby. You just got to keep putting them out there.
Hell no.
Come on, man.
Well, the next scene we see that Karen has been captured. Blade and Karen are down now. And they're taken to this structure. And we get a good look at the building. And Frost has the elder vampires and Blade all in one room at the top of this structure that he has built for them, for this ritual that is to come. And it's a beautiful set, man. They really did set it up. I'm glad they didn't use a bunch of CGI. Like, this is an actual room they had to set up physically, and it looks amazing. It looks awesome.
It does look good.
Yeah, and we're Blade's brought into a room with Quinn. We tired of seeing his punk ass.
Yeah,
but at least he's healed all the way.
He looks like Dylan now.
100%, yeah, it does.
He does have his hand back. But Deacon Frost is telling the elder vampires, along with Blade, what's going to happen. So this kind of aligns Blade with the elder vampires. Like, if you guys want to get out of this, y'all might want to team up with old Blade to see Deacon Frost get taken care of. I wonder if that was going through their minds before they were putting this ritual.
But at this point, I think you see a problem developing with Blade because you see him like shivering and trying to figure out why he's shivering so much.
I think it might be anger. Maybe he's ready to break out of these goddamn cuffs and cut them to pieces.
He ran out of his serum for that thirst, He got hurt.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Well,
he hadn't had it for a while.
Quinn punches Blade and Frost asks for Blade's sword as he also switches the booby trap off.
How did he know where the switch was?
I don't know that, but
How many grunt hands did they go through?
This would have been.
This like 17 dudes missing hands.
This would have been the third time, but Deacon Frost cut that out. But Deacon Frost knew somehow, like you said, knew that it was not, it was a trap, and he cut it off.
And he said he knew everything about Blade, but Blade doesn't know anything about him, pretty much.
Well, he thought he knew everything about Blade because he shows Blade the blue serum, and he's like, you need this for your thirst. He thinks you're pathetic for needing this, but that wasn't the serum that he needed for his thirst. That's the serum that'll fuck up a vampire. But Deacon Frost doesn't know that, which I think was really cool, because if he did know that, it would have been stupid.
Stab Blade with it and be like, we're going to feed you so you stay alive. And then he's, that's it. Movie over. Blade's dead.
Then we wouldn't have much of a movie.
No.
Then Blade would have failed horribly.
Could have happened, though. Maybe that was in one of the early screenings. That's how it ended.
They did have an early screening that went horribly wrong.
Mm-hmm. Heard that.
Yeah.
I heard that.
So they rewrote it.
I didn't hear that.
I didn't mention this, but Blade did tell Karen that Whistler does have cancer and that it was killing him. And so I think that whenever Whistler magically disappeared after that subway incident, we know that in Blade 2, he does get infected he does get bit. Mm-hmm. But Blade ends up being able to turn him back, so it gets rid of that cancer that he had.
Yeah, it cures him. Vampire cures. You ain't liking that?
No.
Like no Buchanan's. Buchanan's.
Oh, God.
Well, guess what we drinking tomorrow?
Yeah.
Well, this scene right here, I'll take over a little bit. They take Karen and they walk her into this little room that has these holes in the ground, and they're joking around and they just push her in, and she goes like below these holes.
Doesn't twist an ankle. Doesn't break a leg.
Well, before that, Blade did threaten threatened Frost that he'd be dead by dawn. But yeah, they end up throwing Karen into this pit where we find Curtis again. He didn't die. He actually turned.
Karen.
Yes, but he is some kind of zombie like now. And I don't know, man. I didn't see really a vampire in him. He looked zombie-ish. Like, is there zombies along with vampires in this world?
Yeah, he definitely looks like a zombie. I don't know what the deal is with that. Maybe they only feed him like rotted flesh or something, or blood, or I don't know.
Yeah, and he tries to attack her, but she ends up grabbing a bone and beating the shit out of him. And she uses that same bone to escape, or try to escape out of the, it's like a old Egyptian trap, you'd fall on the trap floor and it's just a slant, so you slide down it, but she ends up using that fucking bone to pry herself out of there slowly but surely.
That's a pretty scary part too, because he was gross with Karen.
Yeah, he was a nasty
one. Thoughts about us now. Fuck no.
It's still a no. Oh God. And the next scene is we're with Blade, where he's with his mom.
This is creepy.
Yeah, it's
incestual type shit.
Well, it goes back to vampires being so sexualized, and just the theory and the belief of vampires. It always has to go with sexualization, because that's just what they do. You think of vampires, you think of sex. I mean, you don't really think of that, but that's just what they do. That's exactly what they do. And so she just, I don't know, it's just a real sexual scene as they're putting Blade into this coffin that was specifically designed for his body type. It's just kind of weird, huh? Yeah. And she's rubbing all over him and like getting her lips all close to his. Like, bro, you are hot as hell. Ain't no way this is your son. You doing all this.
I mean, it is, but I mean, she just freaky as hell, you know what I mean?
Yeah, then
she live forever. I guess you can fuck who you want.
She's down for whatever, huh?
She trying to get that blade.
Well, she touching all over him. She tells him that vampires are her people now. And she closes the casket on him. And that's when it cuts Blade's wrist with these blades inside of the casket. Because it's like a two-part casket. One's got your back of your body shape, and the front has your front of your body shape, and it just closes on you like a cookie cutter. And it's perfectly meant for old Blade. But one side...
that thing from Matilda. Miss Trunchbull.
Oh my God, I forgot the name of that. Thing. The Guinea or something like that. You're going into the Guinea. Well, whatever it is, but it has blades on the opposite side, and when she activates it, it closes in on the old Blade and cuts his wrist so that he bleeds. And when Blade starts to bleed, that activates the ritual, because they needed Blade's blood, a half-breed's blood, to activate this ritual. And so Frost and all his vampires are so excited about this. They're draining Blade of his blood, and it's a lot of blood coming out of him.
He's already thirsty, so yeah, what the fuck?
And so it starts going down the drain, which leads down to the ritual area where Frost is gathering all of the elder vampires into their position, as said on the ritual, the scripts that he had translated. The La Magra. Lined up. And they're all getting into their position, awaiting Blade's blood to activate the ritual. While Karen is climbing out of the pit that she was thrown in, hoping she would die, but she didn't. And she ends up crawling out of the pit while Blade's bleeding to death.
Sexy ass mama's just watching.
Yeah, and as this ritual's beginning, the clouds start to roll in, and thunder and lightning and all that crap starts to happen. Yeah, Blade, but Frost's girlfriend is talking to the other vampires like, yeah, this is going to happen to all of you. And one of the other vampires, you think you're really going to do this, huh? You think you live like the rest of us? Well, she ends up stabbing one of them with Blade's sword.
I guess they didn't need him.
I guess not. She kicks that fucking sword into the wall, and it pegs into the wall while Karen is trying to help Blade escape. So she turns a coffin or whatever it is to help free Blade, while Quinn, Frost's right-hand man, is happy about becoming a god. He's like, I'm becoming a god. I'm going to be a naughty god.
Freak.
Karen frees Blade, and he just falls to the floor. He's so weak after losing so much blood.
Why does Quinn think he's going to be a god?
I don't know.
He's an idiot.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess he thought that since Frost was going to be a god, that he would be just as well, since he's right-hand man.
He's a stupid fucking vampire.
Shit, he just have to find 12 more,
dickheads?
Elder gods?
Elder vampires.
Mm-hmm.
He needs serum now. She gets him out of that motherfucker.
Yeah, Blade, Karen ends up taking Blade out of that coffin thing and telling him, she sees that he's weak as hell. And what does he need to get stronger? He needs blood. That's right, to feed. But think about this. Blade's already super strong, and he doesn't feed on blood. He's got that fake blood, that serum, and he's still at least 4 times stronger than a regular human. Like, he's jumping across streets with ease. Karen offers up her blood to, revitalize him.
Remember, them rats got 35% stronger.
Get your ass.
Well, Blade has to be at least 3 times stronger than a regular human. At least when he gets vampire blood. Because, what a vampire is already 2 times stronger than a human.
Yeah.
So I imagine he's 4 times stronger than a regular human. And he just starts sucking the shit out of Karen. All while the ritual is still being continued. It still continues because the Blade's blood is still dropping throughout the structure. And it drops onto the elder vampires' heads, initiating the whole process. And it all accumulates in one single area. So that one single juicy drop.
That's a big ass drop.
Is a big juicy drop pop.
You don't have a hickey after all this blood sucking going on. He's fucking her up.
Yeah, he's sucking a lot, but that blood is gone, and it's meeting all in one spot at the very tippity top of this bad boy here. And I swear, it's like a gallon drop of blood.
It is a lot. It's more than it should be.
And it drops on old Frost's head, man.
It's enough to style his hair after that shit hits him.
You're lying.
Bro, you see him pull his hair back?
That's just an old white people thing.
Yeah.
We do that a lot.
But then after that, you see the mom come in after he gets all the blood that he wants. He's satisfied. And she knows that he sucked blood. So she asked him, how is it? And then they started fighting.
Yeah. Karen, after he feeds on Karen, Blade's mom comes in there, like you said, and was asking him, how's it going? How's it joining our side and becoming a vampire? But he's like, nah, I ain't one of you. And so he starts fighting his mom. Then it becomes a conflict of, does Blade really want to kill his mom? The person that birthed him? But then it's like,
She already said that she wasn't his mom anymore. She died a long time ago.
That's right. So Blade ends up killing his mom. But he killed her with a bone. Now, let me ask you this. Was the bone made of silver?
Or wood?
Because she died as if that bone was made of silver.
I think it was from someone's leg who got broken. They had silver screws in it.
I guess so, goddammit. Because
Because
she disintegrated, and while that was happening, Karen had snuck off, and she had taken a shotgun from a vampire, and it had to be Blade's shotgun because she ended up shooting the vampire she took it from, and he turned to ash.
So why would you
But she
continue
used his
carrying
silver bullet.
Blade shit around knowing that it's all built to kill vampires?
I don't know, because a regular shotgun would have just shot him down there, and he would have been okay.
Yeah.
But that ain't where it happened.
Then it goes into the scene of some more terrible CGI.
Yeah, the ritual continues, and the elder vampires start to throw up and lose their skin and become these flying skeletons all throughout the room, and they all start flying and going throughout Frost. They just start going through him. I don't know if they're giving him power as they're going through him or what, but they all start flying through him, and, you know, it ends up leading to all of them going in him. And that creates the La Magra, the vampire or the blood god.
Yeah, I don't understand the bone thing. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, why did the bone make her disintegrate?
Guess if anything sharp hits the heart.
It didn't hit her hard. He stabbed her in the stomach. Huh. Yeah, look at it.
Women's hearts are in their stomachs.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, Blade grabs his bulletproof vest, and he ends up jumping all the way down to the bottom of the ritual area.
Frost!
Hector!
Just like the movie we were supposed to do for our first podcast. Yeah, Blade claws out Frost, and he puts on the sunglasses, man, and I think he feels a lot more confident with the sunglasses instead of without them.
I do.
Yeah, I think that turns him into really what Blade is instead of being Eric. I forget Blade's real last name. Eric something. No, it's not Eric Bana. But he ends up, he jumps down there and he just starts taking out all the ads that Frost has. You know, ads in a video game. They send out these punk-ass little miniatures to fight instead of fighting them. Well, that's what ads are. And Blade starts destroying them.
Yeah, it's not even... They should quit running at him. You know, they just keep coming. You know, and it's like, do you not see what happened to the last 15 dudes that ran at him? Stop. I would just get the fuck out of there.
And apparently these shots are lethal, because these motherfuckers are not getting back up.
No, I wouldn't get back up either. I'd fake dead.
Yeah, man, he starts destroying them. He fights off ads after putting on his glasses and becoming a badass that Blade is. He actually throws a piece of a guy's throat at another guy before fucking him up.
After he ripped that shit out.
I ain't never seen some shit like that. He just ripped out a guy's throat and threw it at another guy.
Not even like a baseball throw, like an underhand, like weird throw too. It was like, damn, that's fucked up.
Yeah, Blade really shows how much power he gets from blood, from human blood, man. And he was already strong without the human blood, with that fake ass serum, but with real blood, oh man, he is so much more powerful.
Like he's karate fighting a karate Asian guy again.
And the third time is the charm with the garlic spray that Karen uses to blind Frost's girlfriend as she's fighting her.
Yeah, because that lady was going to fuck her up. For sure.
Yes, but that garlic spray, third time.
Right in the fucking mouth.
Right in the
And
mouth.
there it goes. And then after the ads, after Blade fucking kung fu's, break necks, snaps throats, punches swords, and all kind of shits, we finally see the stories collide with Frost and Blade. And it's a fucking battle. It is a really good scene, because after knowing that this scene with them sword fighting, Brad Dourif said that he couldn't see anything after this fight because of the red contacts he was wearing. That it just makes the scene so much better, because he couldn't see nothing. You know, he had to wear those red contacts after becoming the blood god, La Magra.
Yeah, this is a great fight scene, though. Especially for its time.
Yes, for sure. After being that, I don't even know what Brad Nerf was in after this, but he ends up cutting Frost's arm off and then cutting Frost in half. And Blade thinks he's done with the fight, but Frost ends up regenerating so quickly that this shows him that he's a god, but he ends up going super fast back into it.
He can't land a hit.
Yeah, he's definitely a god. He's moving so damn fast. Boy, he should be getting it. Then he does a weird back flip, like a gymnastics back flip.
I guess Blade starts to realize he might not be able to keep up with this guy. Till he's on his back, and he looks up, and what does he see?
He sees that serum, and he still has Frost confused, thinking that he needs that serum to stop the hunger or whatever. But Blade throws his sword up there, and for the third time, we see that sword activate with a trap mechanism, which knocks down the serum.
And it was the most badass catch in all movie history.
Yeah, he caught it behind his back.
No look.
And he hit Frost once with it, seen it did nothing, so he thought, hey, let me just hit him with all of them.
And you go from one of the most badass catch scenes to the gayest fucking stupid jump ever, where he does that like tiger jump in the air. That was the stupidest shit I've ever seen. I don't know what that was, but that was dumb.
Yeah, and in the last one, he threw up in the air and kicked that sumbitch right into the middle of Frost's head.
Yeah, that was cool. So you go from cool, stupid, cool. Goofy ass
Which,
jump.
All that together, I guess even a vampire god couldn't withstand the science behind it. And Frost explodes.
I wonder if it was just new technology, that the god thing didn't account for new shit. It withstood silver because the sword went through him. It could probably withstand garlic and sunlight, but that was new technology. I don't know what that is. That's some peptides or some shit. Blade.
Well, Blade ends up conquering Frost and ending that shit, and end up climbing out of the structure with Karen.
Which she hadn't turned yet.
Well, yeah, Karen found the cure for herself. But he said that if she wants to help him as they're climbing out of the structure, because she said she wanted to help, and he said if you want to help, then you need to make a better serum. So she's going to find, maybe a better serum for Blade to keep doing what he's doing at a weaker state. But, even with Blade at a weaker state, he's still strong as fuck, which is crazy because it's like going from, to relate this from anime, it's like going from, just being regular to Super Saiyan 3 when Blade gets real blood. Mm-hmm. With the serum, he's stuck at like Super Saiyan. But he gets that fucking blood, he just jumps up to Super Saiyan 3. And then after that, we see a scene from Russia where a vampire is attacking a woman, and before he can kill her, we see Blade at the end of this little, corridor, and he's speaking Russian, saying, it translates to, "Did I interrupt you at a bad time?" And then it cuts to black as the credits roll. And that was the end of Blade 1. Yeah, how do you like that, guys? And at the end of each review, we always do our special facts, which I'm super excited for. So let's start off with you, Grizzly. What is one fact you knew about Blade?
So we all know Stan Lee normally does cameos.
Mm-hmm.
This was one of the only Marvel movies that he was actually cut out of.
Wow.
He was supposed to be one of the cops that came into the club after the bloodbath that they was having in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was supposed to walk in there and they were supposed to do a close-up on his face.
Oh,
but he got cut out.
Dang, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That is interesting. Polar, what do you got for one of your facts?
I'll piggyback off of that. Michael Jackson was supposed to have one too?
No, yeah. I know that he was supposed to have bought the rights to Spider-Man, but I didn't know he was supposed to be in Blade.
Michael Jackson was supposed to have a cameo as well as Stan Lee.
Okay. Okay, I got one of my favorite facts. Now, I've been wanting to share this all week.
Yeah, he been saying it all week. I can't wait till Friday.
Okay. There would have been a sequel to Blade Trinity, and it would have been a crossover with Underworld, but was scrapped due to Marvel getting the license back. Kate Beckinsale said that there was supposed to be a crossover between Blade and Underworld, but because that Marvel had gotten the license back from 20th Century Fox for Blade, that it didn't happen. I don't know if it would have been a good movie, but I would have wanted to see it. With Blade and Underworld, Kate Beckinsale and Wesley Snipes as the fucking vampire. Oh, dude, I would have loved to see that.
I would have just liked to see her in that suit again.
One more time. If we review that movie, there's a lot of stuff you need to know about that movie. But yeah, that was mine. You got one more, Zay?
Yeah, I think I got another one. Let me see. Jet Li was supposed to be Deacon Frost.
What?
But he passed it up to do Lethal Weapon 4.
He knew that Blade was racist.
But how much better would it have been if Jet Li was
I don't
Deacon
know,
Frost?
though. I don't know.
Deacon Frost. I thought he did really good.
Yeah, North did a good job. I don't know.
I think the fight scenes would have been a lot better.
They would have, but the broken English would have thrown me off. He wouldn't have been able to say and portray being the person that he is as good.
Yeah. I think Brad Nerve did a good job. What about you, Cuz? You got a second? Yeah,
I got another one. In the end, when he was about to fight Deacon, he made the comment of motherfuckers always trying to skate uphill. They said that was actually Wesley Snipes' first comment when he was reading a script about Deacon Frost, so they added it in.
That's good. That's good. My second fact is that Blade in the comics was just a human that was immune to turning to a vampire. And instead of having the katana, he had 2 daggers, which was not as cool. Like, could you imagine Blade just being a regular ass human with 2 daggers hunting down vampires? So yeah, they really did up the scale when it comes to movies, for sure. You know, sometimes there's video games or book adaptations that make it less, but this was one that made it more. He was half vampire instead of just being a regular human who could hunt down vampires with 2 daggers. He was a half vampire with a badass silver sword. Grizzly, you got another fact for us?
I think we already said it, but I think we moved past it pretty fast, and it was when Whistler, they made him for the purpose of Blade having a cameo in the Spider-Man animated series. And the CEO and the fans loved Whistler so much that they made him a part of the universe.
So Whistler was a part of the Spider-Man animated series?
I believe so.
Oh.
And everybody started liking him and like writing into the Marvel. Like, yeah, let's put this guy in.
Polar, you got another fact?
Yeah, Blade Trinity was actually supposed to be Mad Max meets vampires. That was the original script, was a Mad Max type scenario with Blade.
I got that one too.
Yep.
I got that one too, but I got it as a sequel, not as Trinity. I got it as a sequel that Frost had actually won the fight and that Blade and Karen had to go into hiding, and that the sequel would have been a Mad Max style movie with vampires ruling the world, and that Blade had to fight with a resistance group and become the winning heroes or whatever. But yeah, that was a good one. Mine is that the first movie, the first Blade, was supposed to be a Western starring Richard Roundtree. And he was going to be a white guy, and that the movie was going to be a spoof instead of what it was today.
That's stupid.
Yes, and LL Cool J was interested in playing the role, but after a failed Black Panther movie, Wesley Snipes signed on, which we got so lucky it did, because I don't know how well LL Cool J would have been, and I'm so glad that they turned it from a spoof into a real serious movie. Grizzly, what you got? You got another fact?
Yeah, the director, Steve Norrington, actually made a cameo in this also. He was the guy sucking the woman's neck. Your mind always go there, bro.
Not sucking dick, bro.
That was actually a long-haired man, not a girl in that first scene in the rave. That's a good one. The rats, 35%.
So if you remember, I think it was when Blade was headed to where Frost was. There was a guy like sucking the neck of a female, and like as the car went past, he like looked up and like, that was the director. So he made a cameo on this also.
Yeah. You got another fact, Polar?
Yeah, I got
Number 4.
Off of yours. For real quick, they also were considering Denzel Washington and Lawrence Fishburne to play Blade if the Black Panther movie wouldn't have failed.
That was my number 4.
Yeah, that was just piggybacking off of yours. My other one was the movie actually had a controversial vampire baby experimentation scene that was pulled.
Yes, I got that one too. But my number 4 was Denzel Washington, Wesley Snipes, and Lawrence Fishburne were considered for the role from Goyer that he always wanted as Blade. You got any more, Grizzly?
I think I'm done.
All right, Polar, you got any more?
Yeah, they. If you read up on it, Marvel actually screwed Blade's creator. That the movie series made like $400-something plus $million, and he didn't get almost anything, and he tried to sue him.
Oh, how'd it go?
Let's see. Nope, he lost.
You didn't get much out of it.
It says Marvel has a legal team that no mortal can compete with. And he ultimately lost the case and not even mentioned in Blade 2. So he wasn't even mentioned as the creator of Blade.
Dang.
He tried to sue him for $50 million.
That's fucked up. But my number 5 was it went through a heavy editing because the final scene was Deacon Frost was turned into La Magra and became a large swirling mass of blood instead of keeping his human form. That was scrapped because the filmmakers could not get the special effects to look right. And then Stan Lee originally had a cameo, which was you were talking about, that ultimately was cut from the film. He played one of the cops that came into the Blood Club during the aftermath and discovered Quinn's body on fire. And then my last one was that one of the plans for the ending of Blade was that Frost wins the battle and Blade and Karen were going to the hiding, and the sequel would have been a Mad Max type, which you were talking about, Polar, with a vampire world where humans were herd like cattle, and Blade had to fight with a resistance group to get the world back to where it was.
That'd be cool. I'd watch that.
I'd watch it, but I think it went how it's supposed to. I think it went pretty good.
So I'll ask this question. Does this hold up to your expectation as an adult as it did when you was a kid when you first seen this?
Yeah.
I think overall, I thought Blade was a very good movie. I thought the connective tissue between each scene was kind of at some points, kind of weak, but as a whole, I really enjoyed it. I felt like even if this was a comic book movie, that it was a movie that would have been accepted and loved because it was a vampire movie. And I think that action and vampire mix very well, and that Blade not only led the comic book movies into the mainstream, but it helped action vampire movies along with movies like From Dusk Till Dawn, influenced future movies like Underworld and Dracula 2000. Blade was it was an all-around good ride and filled with good action. It not only follows Blade's story, but Deacon Frost. It was two stories at once, and then combining into one in the climax with both stories merging. And I would say that Blade is a good one. Polar, if you were a lesser vampire and the head vampires told you, or the elder vampires told you that there were nothing and that you could pick a good movie, that you were nothing and that you could pick one good movie for them to watch, would you say that Blade was a good one.
Yeah, I like it. It's one of my favorite all-time, probably superhero movies. Probably more because of the time it came out and how it holds up today. I think if you were to get this movie and Wesley Snipes was younger and you were to try and redo it with today's technology, it would only be better, but I like it the way it is.
Grizzly. If a vampire bit your mother in the neck and you remembered being born, would you say that Blade is a good one?
Yeah, I would say it's a good one. I say the only thing I really don't like is the CGI. But that's because we've seen better CGI recently. So I was just looking at it from this point of view. Because I've seen way better CGI in the new ones now. But if they do it, like you said, if they do it again, it'll probably be amazing. And I wouldn't mind seeing it. I wouldn't mind them seeing that. I wouldn't mind them doing that.
The fuck?
What are you saying, bro?
Oh, God damn it. I wouldn't mind Marvel remaking this movie and getting better CGI.
No.
Just to see how it is.
Sequels and remakes. And your prequels. You wanted a damn sequel to Book of Eli. We don't want that shit. Leave it alone.
I wouldn't mind it, bro.
They're remaking Blade anyway with that other dude.
Mahershala Ali.
Yeah. I don't see anybody else being Blade though. So
they got pushed back.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna see what happens with the remake with Blade and Mahershala Ali in the future, 2024, I think.
Who knows with Disney? It'll probably be 2020. Movies are getting to be like video games, so they just keep getting fucking pushed back.
That is true. But this has been our review of Blade the movie. And our next movie, I guess we're going to find out right about now. Our next movie,
let the Smash decide.
The Smash had decided that the next movie will be Dragon Ball Evolution.
Oh, son of a bitch.
The worst one of all of them.
We're going to have to find out if Dragon Ball Evolution is a good movie or not.
I've never fucking seen it, so this is going to be interesting.
It's going to be interesting indeed, because for the longest time, Dragon Ball Evolution held the lowest record of Rotten Tomatoes
Great.
of all time. So, guys, check back in for Dragon Ball Evolution review from Weaver Reels. Oh, God, let me try that again. Check back in for Weaver Reels for the God damn it, I fucked it up again. Check back in for the review of Dragon Ball Evolution for Real Reels.
You're getting there. You're closer.
We got it, guys. All right, thank you guys for listening. Please rate and subscribe. We have been We Real Reels. Grizzly.
Hey.
Polar.
See you later.
And I am Panda. Thanks, guys, for listening. Check back in. See ya.
Grr.